Strap in, folks. This game. Hello everyone, how are you doing on this Tuesday afternoon? I hope you're doing well. I'm glad you're doing better, Cold Stare. I'm glad you're not feeling as bad as you did yesterday. Welcome to the stream, everyone. It's time for another Tinfoil Tuesday, where we're going to be debunking all kinds of fun conspiracy theories. Thank you to whoever just followed. I missed it, and it didn't pop up on my thing. I apologize for not having your... Oh, there we go. Oh, thank you, Grey Dutch, for subscribing. 4-month streak. Thank you, Grey Dutch. Appreciate that. So, welcome. Today we're going to be looking at all sorts of fun stuff. We're going to be looking at Hans Wormhat. Hans Wormhat. We've missed a ton. He has 3 whole rows of videos we haven't watched since the last time we saw him. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 18. He has 18 videos we haven't seen. And as tempting as it is to watch all of them back to back, I won't put you through that. I know you're not Hans masochists like myself. We have the Fullerton Informer thinking that Netflix or something is gonna hurt your kids. I don't know. We have Nathan Thompson.
There's nothing funny about
He's talking about Joel Osteen. Maybe we're gonna agree on something. We'll agree that Joel Osteen is awful. Obowan, thank you for gifting a sub. We have Edge of Wonder. Who knows what Edge of Wonder's doing? They have so much insane stuff. So we'll maybe check out... Ooh, they got a new series, Trafficked. Money, Power, Rule. That'll probably be a QAnon thing.
There's nothing funny
We have a
about
Call
the
for an
tools of
Uprising, who I guess thinks there's secret messages in this music video. Maybe we'll watch that. We have the same channel, by the way, that did Follow the Cabal, which we've watched. Oh, we're on a hype train already. Holy shit. Hylian Derp, thank you for gifting a sub, and Daddy Sume with a bit. Hannah, have you heard about Raid Shadow Legends? It's the new game on mobile. You should check it out. Obowan, thanks for gifting another sub. Raid Shadow Legends. Ah, I should be disgusting and get a sponsor. That would pad out some, you know, I'd be able to pay some extra bills with that. I'll shill for a game I'll absolutely never play. Level 1 of the hype train complete. Let me get my shiny tin vest thing. Where the heck did that go?
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Ugh. Cherry Tree Boy with 10 bits. Oh shit, we got a hype train. Yes, we do. We do indeed. Can you... You should do like 3-minute adverts. Like everyone else too. Yeah, I'll just do a whole long thing. Annoy you guys with the ad read. Hey, have you guys heard of Audible.com? No? I'm actually shocked. I'm pretty sure everyone knows about Audible at this point. Cold Stare, thanks for gifting a sub. And Cascadia93 says, if H-Bomber guy in Philosophy Tube can get away with it, so can we. Have you heard of Audible.com? Do you like to read books with your ears? Xandrus, thanks for gifting a sub. 84% of level 2 already. What are the other ads that are... I skip them usually. Hey, use this VPN.
Funny about the tools of capitalism.
Why am I sticky with 100 bits? Thanks. Daddy Sume with a bit. Have you heard of Pornhub? It's got all the smut you could ever need.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
So, we have Follow the Cabal. This is the channel that did that Follow the Cabal series, and boy have they been busy since we last looked at them. I'm not kidding. Like, just in the last week, they've done, like, an insane amount of stuff. In fairness, it's possible they've had to make a new channel or something, because, like, all of this is in the last week, even though, like, we watched these quicker than a week ago. So I'm guessing YouTube keeps deleting the Follow the Cabal channel, and they keep coming back with a different channel. Pierre Squire, thanks for continuing your subscription for a 3rd month in a row. Tinfoil craziness. Sham Rockstar, thanks for the 100 bits, and Daddy Sume with another 10 bits. Bad Dragon, the one-stop shop for all your furry needs. That's not true. It's also for scalies and people who are into aliens that want their eggs implanted in them. Look it up. That's a real toy they have.
nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
We have a nice selection this round. I'm gonna have a bad time. You know what I got stuck in my head? You guys remember Xenon, Girl of the 21st Century? Yeah. I got the song from that stuck in my head. I mean, this is all I got up for right now. Remember the song at the end with the fake pop group?
Funny about the tools of capitalism.
Zoom, zoom, zoom. Make your heart go boom, boom. My supernova girl. You seen that?
No.
Interplanetary something, something hydrostatic. There's no gravity between us. Our love is automatic. It's from a Disney Channel movie.
Okay.
Why do you look so confused as if anything I've ever said outside of this conversation made any more sense than this?
I just don't understand what came up with it. Like.
Oh, it just popped into my head. It's stuck in my head. Cotton Candy 903 with 100 bits. My class ended 2 hours early. Have some bits to celebrate. Thank you. Are Scalies part of the New World Old Order? I think they're probably working with the reptilians. I think that would make sense, right? They're like, hey, come help us usher in the New World Order, and you can touch my scales. Bad Dragon doesn't have the egg-laying ovipositor. That's a different store. My bad. My alien egg dildo knowledge is not up to date. You seem very disturbed today. Is there a particular reason?
Just you.
Okay. Well, I'm here all the time, though, so... Cotton Kitty 9... Oh, I read that one. Everyone make sure to get your bingo cards. We got 2 minutes left. 25% to the level 3 hype train.
Did you take your medicine?
I did take my
There's
medicine.
nothing funny about the tools of
Would you
capitalism.
like me to remove it from this room?
Sure. Ovipositors are insects too. Don't be speciest. Okay. Don't kink shame Baha. 25 bits.
There's nothing funny about
I'm
the
not
tools
kink
of capitalism.
shaming. I'm Hannah shaming.
Hey, I'm a kink for some people, so that's basically kink shaming.
No, because I'm not shaming them for having a kink for you. I'm shaming you for being weird. Also, you're my kink.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Daddy Sume with a bit. Hannah is my kink. Stop it, Baha.
She can't be your kink because she's my kink.
So, we have, like I said, that QAnon channel, they posted a bunch of videos, and we're going to report them. We're all going to report them and get this channel removed, because it seems like they keep getting their channels removed, since these were all uploaded in the past week. Let's see if we can get this one removed. Globe Busters, doing
There's
Globe
nothing funny
Buster
about the
stuff,
tools of capitalism.
and that's it. We might look at more if we run out of stuff or whatever, but that's what I got. Daddy Sume with a bit. No monopolizing Hannah kinks. Hiss. Oh, God. Q is an effing cancer. I agree. It's the worst thing the internet has created in a long time.
What did Daddy Sume say?
No monopolizing Hannah kinks. Hiss.
You can have whatever Hannah you want. This is my
There's nothing
Hannah.
funny about the tools of capitalism.
Albatrotsky, thank you for continuing your sub with Twitch Prime. 10 anniversary. Nice. 22 seconds left in the hype train.
Chat. 2 days ago was Hannah and I's 7-month anniversary. 7 months. How's that make you feel?
There's
Good.
nothing funny about the tools
Porcelain
of
Giant with
capitalism.
100 bits. Thank you. Hype train success. Thank you, everyone. So, what shall we get to first? Zoom, zoom, zoom.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Cotton Candy 903 with 100 bits. Shut up and take my bits. Thank you. Daddy Sume with 341 bits. Just enough to become the boss.
There's nothing funny about
Oh, my
the tools of
goal amount
capitalism.
went down, even though that's not how... God, the Streamlabs has been so glitchy lately. It won't count all the subs, and it also is now taking some away when I reload. Very stupid. I am boss now. You will bow before my power.
Nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Excessive Observer with 1,000 bits. Dang it, just missed it. Here's some money anyway. Thank you. You'd start with Hans? You want to start with Hans? See, that's surprising to me. It seems to be that Hans should be the, I don't know, the, like, the finale, but I could be wrong. What do you guys think?
There's nothing funny about
This is
the
stuck in
tools
my
of
head. Could I
capitalism.
play this? Does Disney care if you play a song from a movie that they did years ago? It doesn't have it linked in the thing. I don't know. Hans last. We need to do something spicier to start with. I'm gonna play this, otherwise it's gonna be stuck in my head all stream, and I can't deal with it. I'll play a little bit of it, then it'll stop.
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Disney Channel original movies are the best and worst part of my childhood.
Stargazing mega fast. You hit me like
Second
a
worst.
cosmic blast.
The worst was my
Giving me a
dysfunctional
technicolor
parents.
world. Putting me in overdrive. Speed of light, I'm so alive.
Do they not do Disney Channel original movies anymore? That's pretty sad.
Planetary, megastellar, hydrostatic. There's no gravity between us. Our love is automatic. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Make my heart go.
I think this guy who plays him is an actual musician, and he like plays bars now, and this is the one song he plays, and he's like, do you remember that movie Xenon Girl of the 21st Century? And they're like, no one remembers that. Alright, that's all I'll do of it. It's stuck in my head, though. I feel like the sequel movie, Xenon Z2, the Zequel, which is what it was
Nothing
actually
funny about
called.
the tools of capitalism.
I feel like they had a song in that one too, but it wasn't as good. Philosophy Light, thank you for continuing your sub. 2 months. Congrats on your 7-month anniversary. Today is HHHHH9998 1 week anniversary. Oh, that's nice. Good for you guys. 30 bits. If you need the bingo card, do ! bingo as a command in the chat. Interplanetary, hydrostatic, there's no energy between us. I love you, automatic. Let's do a call for an uprising. Okay. So a call for an uprising is a conspiracy channel that believes in things like, oh boy, how do I put this? Believes in things like COVID hoax and all sorts of stuff. They're a QAnon Pizzagate person. They're crazy. Anyway, apparently there's a music video that came out and they think there's secret messages in it. Hold on, do they play the... No, they don't play the song. Okay, good.
If you've ever had this feeling
I'm gonna
that
skip
you've
the
come to
intro.
the right body, an awakening happening,
'Cause it's
and
annoying.
you are about to become a part of it, wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. Normally I dread having to cover these music videos and these shows, you know.
What is with weird right-wingers, including and up to conspiracy people like this, and like just thinking that modern pop music is degenerate? What is wrong with these people? Like, all pop music since the 80s has been like vaguely sexual up to like really sexual, like tons of innuendos. Like, this isn't a new thing. Why do these people think this is some new phenomena? It's so strange.
Award shows and all this other stuff. But obviously I know it helps wake up the new people who are waking up or seeing these things or have been brought here, who are unsure of what's going on. and continue to listen, waiting for maybe something to trigger an awakening. And I hope that these are the videos that do. Well,
Sarah Celia with 100 bits. Thanks, Hannah, for letting me know about the bingo card. Also, happy 7-month. Oh, thank you. Daddy Sume with a bit. Also, thanks a lot, Hannah. Now I need to rewatch that trilogy. Yes. Go and watch the Xenon trilogy. Go and do that. Honestly, the first two are okay. The third one sucks. If you're gonna watch Xenon on Disney Plus, and they're all on Disney Plus, this isn't an ad. Although, if Disney wants to pay me that sweet, sweet Disney cash, please, I'll shill for your streaming service, whatever. The first two Xenons are good. The third one's awful.
I know.
Also, there was the Stellar Sea Cow with 5 bits. Look up My Jelly Roll. It's a sexual innuendo-laden popular song from the 20s. People are just simple and don't realize it. Yeah. Sexual innuendo has been a part of, like, human music forever. I don't know why I worded it like that. It made it sound like I'm a lizard person. Human music! I'm just saying, like, music is always, at least, not always, so much of music involves, like, innuendo, or it's about either relationships or sexual stuff. Human! Highly Derp with 10 bits. 80s, more like 50s. Uptight people hated Elvis because he was too dirty. True. Markiplier got a Del Monte corn sponsorship that way. Yeah. Yeah. Look up some 20s music. So much of it is about effing. What's that one song? Gosh, I'm thinking of one, but I can't remember the name of it, and I can't remember the exact words, but it's, like, overtly about getting it on. Anyway, back to this thing.
For a fact that most of these videos begin young teens in the process of waking up. So I cover these music videos.
We need to get Jake an actual corn
all the time, at least I
sponsorship,
used
yeah.
to. And obviously with all the crazy stuff going on in the world, normally I can't stand doing this, but I'm so sick and tired of talking about the outbreak and all this other stuff and the restrictions and
Making
the laws that are getting
whoopee.
put in
Yes,
place.
that's the one I was thinking
And it's
of.
almost refreshing to talk about this because it's laughable at this point. But remember, they're still going to continue to groom young teens out there with their celebrity idols, their false idols. They're using these
That's not what grooming means. What do you think grooming means? I hate when people use grooming like this in such a broad way that it loses all actual meaning. Like, there is a specific definition for grooming a minor, and it's not like making music videos that they like that happen to include sexual innuendo. That's not grooming.
celebrity idols now to obviously socially engineer with the masks and everything else, and the one movement, the love movement, the Antichrist movement.
What?
But they always communicate through signs. And
Wait, is Antichrist on the card? Let me look. Control F, anti. We have anti-Semitism. Nope, no Antichrist.
There's nothing funny about the
and
tools of
symbols and
capitalism.
all of
Thank you to Daddy Sume for a bit. Antichrist is in everything. Have you forgotten, Hannah? I guess.
their music videos and their magazine cover shoots. You've seen the collages with everybody holding their, the finger over the eye, the 666, or doing the one eye symbolism. This is all occult symbolism. This is all messaging the cult from one person to the other.
Spurious symbology is evidence. If you have that on your bingo card, click that. Do I have it? I don't think I have it. That sucks. If you have spurious symbology as evidence, tick that off. Obo1 with 100 bits. There's two subjects music fans had since antiquity. 1, death. 2, sex. Yep.
They're not all just randomly doing these poses, folks.
They're dances. They're doing a dance that's been choreographed for the music. I'm telling you, K-pop is not satanic, okay? Like, I don't like it, but that doesn't make it satanic.
And another thing that they always do, as you'll see here in this music video, which has 200 million views almost, 200 million in a week.
Yeah, people like K-pop. Is this news to you? Do you not know what K-pop is? It's like a whole fandom.
A band called Blackpink, but I saw it because it was trending #1 and Selena Gomez happens to be in the video, and I've covered her many, many times. Illuminati child, of course, groomed in the Illuminati as a child, and Disney. That's how it always works. They go through Disney, and obviously the CIA runs underneath Disney, and I think people think that's a ludicrous statement.
What about Nickelodeon? Like, is the girl from iCarly, is she also in the Illuminati? Or, like, is Nickelodeon run by the Freemasons, and it's like the B team? Are the Illuminati and the Freemasons both working towards the end of the world, but in different ways? Are they gonna fight each other like it's a Godzilla movie, and whichever one has goals that align with us the most we have to get on the side of? Yeah, he did mention the Illuminati, by the way, if you have that on your bingo card. Do I have Illuminati? Oh, man, I have a crappy card today. Get Illuminati if you have it.
But they're just completely out of their mind. Most people are caught up so much into Disney and obsessed with it that they refuse to believe that Disney would have any connections to the CIA. And all you have to do is look into it. You can look into Walt Disney, who I've exposed time and time again, which many people have. The 33 Club there, the Masonic Club, his connections to the DeMolay and Freemasonry, and weird stories that came out involving...
You can't just use Freemasons and Illuminati interchangeably. They're not the same thing. For one thing, the Illuminati doesn't exist, but the Freemasons do. They're a real thing. They're just a gentleman's club. It's like a fraternity for people who aren't in college.
Him with children, which, of course, the media will bury and nobody wants to hear about because it's their beloved Walt Disney who they grew up on and their childhood was all about. So they don't want to separate, and they don't want to realize the hell that is this world.
Call for an uprising. Most people know Disney is evil. Oh, there goes my Disney Plus sponsorship. Disney's evil, and we know that. It has nothing to do with Satanism or Illuminati, though. They're just a monopoly, almost. They're an effective monopoly in the way they operate, and the way they own so much of the media. Like, that's evil enough. You don't need to come up with, like, satanic child ritual nonsense in order to make that seem evil. Like, they're already evil! Why can't you just enjoy the taste of evil classic? Why do you gotta, like, crave cherry evil with all the add-ins? It's very unnecessary.
And that we've all been duped. But the song is called Ice Cream, and you always hear them do songs about food, like ice cream, and they sexualize it. That's for a reason. Most you probably...
I want candy. Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Aaron Carter. And then whoever did it before Aaron Carter. Yeah. People use food as sexual metaphors. That's been a thing forever.
I remember when Pizzagate came out, a lot of us were talking about how they use, food as a symbol, right? Pizzas.
No, they didn't. That was something you all made up. They did not. You all made that up. That's why that was like that, you weirdos.
Code. Hot dogs are a code.
No, the hot dogs were hot dogs. The hot dogs were hot dogs.
Ice cream is also a code. Now, I believe ice cream, at least at one time, they might have...
How confusing. Let's imagine what they have to say is, like, real. It's not. It's not at all. 100% it is not. But let's pretend for a second it is. Wouldn't it be so frustrating when you're trying to get lunch at the Illuminati? Like, you're like, hey, let's get some pizza for lunch, and half the people there are like, do you mean pizza or do you mean pizza? And you're like, no, like pizza. And they're like pizza or pizza. And you're just like, oh, we should have used different metaphors.
have changed up the codes. It meant young adolescent teen boy is what it was supposed to mean.
No, it meant tubes of meat. It meant edible tubes of meat that you put on a bun and then you eat them. That's what hot dogs mean.
Or what it supposedly meant. And that's why you see them doing a video with ice cream, right? Or videos where they're wearing pizza or covered in pizza. I mean, what do you think? That these people are like, why am I...
Was QAnon on 8chan? I think that counts for the square mentioning Pizzagate. Let me look. Deep State, Harp, Reptilians, Planet X, Hannah Might Die of Laughter, Ancient Wisdom, blah, 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 Word Salad, Satanic Ritual, Child Abuse, Aliens, Racist Disbelief, Someone Forgets Correlation Isn't Causation. QAnon is claimed as a source. That counts for QAnon is claimed as a source. I don't know if I'm going to say it counts as 4chan unless they specifically mention it, because Q is on things other than 4chan and 8chan. Like, QAnon stuff gets passed around on Facebook now, and the QAnon stuff has its own website, so it's not exclusively 4chan, 8chan, just for the record. But that would definitely count for QAnon is claimed as the source.
Well, you know, I mean, I know that they have nothing in their heads anyway, but finally we do a video called Ice Cream, and we'll eat ice cream cones. No one's ever done that. There's tons of videos with milk, right? Dumping milk on themselves.
Funny about the tools of capitalism.
Okay, I'm not saying there are no music videos where someone is dumping milk on themselves. There probably is somewhere. But you're acting like every other music video has a woman or a man dumping milk on themselves, and that's not true, right? Yeah, music videos have double entendres, as do songs. That's not hidden, right? That doesn't make it hidden. It's just double entendre. Oh, thank you to Stellar Sea Cow with 5 bits. People use glizzies now for hot dogs. They got around the food code. About a year ago, you saw a sign in your town in the UK advertising QAnon. Ugh.
Rubbing ice cream on themselves, sexualizing this stuff, lollipops, right? And you'll see all the type of food symbolism in the video, but this...
Does he not understand that you're supposed to get this? Does he think that they're like, guys, we'll make this song about ice cream and no one will understand what we're talking about? Like, no, it's supposed to be, like, double entendre. I've said that multiple times now and I know it's weird, but, like, that's what it is. A lot of songs are like that. It's like, ooh. Like, what's another example of this that I could think of? I'll just look up songs with double entendre. Songs with double entendre. Ice Cream Man by Van Halen in 1978. So that's not, if we're just going for like ice cream based stuff. Didn't Q get doxxed? Yes, he did. He's the guy who owns 8chan and 8kun. You know what? I can look at songs with food-based double entendre. 100 best songs about food, greatest double entendre songs. Passion Fruit by Drake. That sounds like it's probably sexual. I don't know a lot of these songs. I don't know popular music. I listen to songs from like the 80s and show tunes. Greatest double entendre songs. Bo Carter, please warm my wiener. Yeah, that's pretty on the nose. It Ain't the Meat. Another meat song delivered by Irving Turner's baritone. Bessie Smith, I Need a Little Sugar in My Bowl. Kalis Milkshake. Van Halen, I'm Your Ice Cream Man. Victoria, whatever, Toothache Blues. Whiny Harris, Keep on Churnin' Till the Butter Comes. Until the butter comes. I'm gonna say that counts as Hannah almost dies of laughter. There we go. That's fine. That counts. There's a space for you, I guess. You're welcome. Let me play with your poodle.
capitalism.
Daddy Sume with a bit. Hannah, do you feel like I'm still that horny now? Look at all these degenerates. I don't want to play it because then I'll get like DMCA'd. This has to be under copyright still, right? Hold on, let me see what it says. Yeah, this is owned by someone and I don't want to get DMCA'd. Or get this video demonetized or whatever. The Cramps, Daisy's Up Your Butterfly, Roy Brown, Cadillac Baby, Dennis LaSalle, Pay Before You Pump. Oh, the roller skate song. This is in Boogie Nights. Doon, 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 doon. I've got a brand new pair of roller skates.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Big long sliding thing. Ask Compy with a bit. Enormous Penis by Da Vinci's Notebook is a song that exists. Well, there you go. Does this count as ritual child abuse? He didn't necessarily allude to it. We'll see. We'll see. I don't think just mentioning... Well... I think it's a gray area. I'm gonna say no, and that's my call. But if it continues and he, like, pushes it more, I'll let you know when I think it falls under that. Big 10-inch record. Anyway, I don't think I need to go through all these. You get the point, right? Songs with double entendre and innuendo, whether it be about food or otherwise, have been around forever. This is not a new thing. It's not a conspiracy. People just like their double entendre because they can sit in a corner and be like, hee hee, hee. This is a song about ice cream, but hee. It's really about banging it out or me licking the ice cream cone. Like, I'll take you to the candy shop. I'll let you lick the lollipop. Keep licking till you hit the spot. I don't know how to tell you this. That song's not about, like, lollipops. It's not. Okay? This is something everyone understands.
This is the band Blackpink, which right off the bat you can see, obviously you can see one-eye symbolism if you look them up. You can see black and white Masonic symbolism, of course. This isn't a coincidence. This is worldwide. This isn't just America. And Selena...
Cotton Candy 903 with a bit. Another song that exists is Resurrection by Erection by Powerwolf. I don't know who Powerwolf is, but that's the best band name I've ever heard. Powerwolf. Ow!
Selena Gomez, who I've exposed, doing the
There's nothing
666.
funny about the tools of capitalism.
Claire the Egg says, I had someone tell me what blow your whistle baby. I had to have someone tell me what blow your whistle baby meant. Oh, God. Hi, Hannah. Do you like my band name? Woof.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Nice.
Doing the 666 over her eyes with Disney. What is she saying? Because I get this message all the time that for basketball players, it means they hit a three-pointer. And then they hold it over their eyes, and I'm saying, oh, yeah, is that what it means? So did Selena Gomez just hit a big
It's just a thing. You can just do this. It's like looking through a thing in your hand. Like, it's not necessarily symbolic of anything specific. It's just a thing you can do. Like, oh, make a circle with your fingers and then look through them. And when you make a circle with your fingers, these other three fingers naturally go into that position because your tendons are getting pulled on because you're moving this one down. I'm not intentionally moving this finger, right? It's not something I have to try and do. It's just like, oh, look through a thing and you're, like, make a circle. Look through it. And that's how your hand rests naturally when you do that. It's not an Illuminati thing. That's just what happens when you make a circle with your fingers and do this.
three-pointer? Or she's just on a runway somewhere and she decided, I'm going to hold this up over my eye. Right? Because
Is that Illuminati? Yeah, we already checked off Illuminati.
that's what they do, and that's how they communicate
Listen
with
to
each
some
other. You also
Powerwolf?
know that
Okay.
Selena Gomez obviously has many music videos with occult symbolism, as well as being involved in Disney and
It's just a common thing to do with your hand, guy. It's not an Illuminati thing. Like, it's like looking through a telescope or literally anything else. It's just like a thing, right? I don't think it's that out there to, like, be like, hey, I remember, like, when I was a kid, I'd do that kind of stuff. What's the thing where you can, like, I used to be able to do this. I'm not as flexible as I used to be, I don't think, in the
There's
wrists.
nothing
But,
funny
like,
about the tools of capitalism.
you'd do that. You know what I mean? You'd have the hands upside down and you'd do that. It's just a thing that people do with their hands. And it makes sense to do it in a photograph because it's, like, an interesting thing to do. it's like a little different, but it's not that out there. Daddy Sume with a bit. That's how they communicate, because cell phones and internet cannot be used.
Indoctrinating children with magic.
That's what I don't get. Like, what would the point be, right? Like, let's say I'm Illuminati. I'm not. But let's say I was. No one's Illuminati. The Illuminati doesn't exist. Let's say I'm part of the Illuminati. Why do I need to communicate to others that I am in the Illuminati? Why would I need to do that? Right? Wouldn't they already know? Wouldn't they be like, oh, by the way, here's a list of all the people who are on our side, so you know. Why would you need to, in a photograph, be like, ah ha ha, wink wink, I'm part of the secret organization?
She was on the show Wizard.
Also, if Tila Tequila... Wait, is that Tila Tequila? No, that's someone else. I thought it looked like Tila Tequila for a second. I was gonna say, if Tila Tequila's... Oh, that's Tyra Banks, though. If Tyra Banks is part of the Illuminati, I'd rather not be a part of it. Thanks. Is that Soulja Boy? No. Who's this guy? Lil Wayne? I don't know musicians. Can you tell I don't listen to popular music?
Of course, why wouldn't she be? We only hear about wizards, witches, and magic all the time from Disney, but people don't think that magic is real.
Lil Wayne. Okay. If Lil Wayne's part of the Illuminati, then frankly, I don't want to be a part of it. That doesn't seem like a very exclusive club. Like, what responsibilities does Lil Wayne have in the Illuminati, right?
It's laughable because they've just been so desensitized to it from Disney and all these places and thinking it's fiction, and then being told that they should wish that they could fly and they should wish that they could have superhero powers. And then when it's revealed that through black magic and all this stuff...
Yeah, Wizards of Waverly Place is part of the Illuminati, as opposed to just trying to make money off the back of the popularity of wizards because of the Harry Potter series. Sure, fine, whatever.
Stuff that people can levitate and do this. People
Stellar
are going
Sea
to
Cow
want
with
to do it
5
because
bits.
they've
Lil
been,
Wayne's
they've been told
existence
that that's
is
what they
almost
should.
proof
Oh,
of
wouldn't it
lizard
be wonderful
people.
to be like Peter Pan? Watch.
There's nothing
People
funny
say it's
about the tools
Jeffrey
of capitalism.
Patron with 260 bits. Lil Wayne controls the color orange. That's what he do in the Illuminati. I've said too much.
Crazy. I've been right about most of the stuff I've talked about on the channel. And
What? By what metric? What do you mean you've been right about most of the stuff you've talked about on this channel? What I've seen you talk about is ridiculous COVID conspiracies, which are outright false, and nonsense like this Q bullshit, which have been demonstrably proven false as well. I've never heard you say a conspiracy theory that is like, yep, that was confirmed. No! You don't just get to be like, I said a thing, and I was right about it. Do you not see how you have a bias in determining of whether or not the things you've said are accurate? Cascadia93 with 25 bits. I blame Nick Cage, a national treasure, for this. Yeah, I feel you on that one.
just the last 4 years, showing you the one movement, the love movement, on and on with the symbolism, and now the stuff that we're seeing going on with the crazy stuff with, you know, the outbreak and everything else. So let's get into the video. You'll see them sexualizing the ice cream, obviously.
Yeah, probably. I haven't heard this song. I don't listen to K-pop. I don't listen to any new music, really. Occasionally, over time, it'll, like, get to me, but usually 2 to 3 years after the fact. Whatever. That's fine. I'm not a big, like, I don't keep up on music. I'll wait and see what kind of, like, stays and continue to just be popular, and I'll listen to it later or whatever. I'll find stuff on YouTube. Whatever. I don't listen to K-pop. But the point is, I would believe you if you say, oh, this song is about ice cream, but it's really, like, sexual innuendo. Sure. Not even the first song to turn ice cream into sexual innuendo. That's fine. That doesn't make it evil Illuminati stuff. It just means it's a song with sexual innuendo about ice cream. Daddy Sume with a bit. We should totally make a conspiracy theory about the movie The Love Guru and start posting it on 4chan about how it's really a story about East religions corrupting our culture and how we need to stop these satanic cow worshippers. And then it would force people to watch The Love Guru, which I think is the worst punishment that you could possibly endure.
see right off the bat, this girl has a butterfly on her face, okay? This isn't a coincidence. This is...
I think it's just trying to be cute. I think they're trying to be cute.
There's
I
nothing
think that's
funny
the
about
intent of
tools
the butterfly. Yes, Hannah gets it. I always get it.
So they always
Untrue.
use
I rarely get it.
the butterfly. She's an MK Ultra mind control servant.
Wait, is the fact that I'm creeped out by butterflies, does that mean that I'm not in the Illuminati then? Because butterflies creep me the heck out. I don't like them around me. I don't like them near me. I don't like butterflies. Get that shit out of here. God damn it.
Taking orders from her handler. She is completely under their control, just as all the members of this band are, just as Selena Gomez is. That's why you always see them always using the butterfly.
Okay, if you can't... The net is so wide for these people. Doing this is Illuminati. Using sexual innuendo is Illuminati. Butterflies are Illuminati. Okay, well, if you cast a net this wide, then like 90% of the population is in the Illuminati. What are you talking about, bud?
Okay? It's not because Lady Gaga and Katy Perry and Britney Spears...
Is that only butterflies or flying insects in general? My creeped outiness? Butterflies specifically. I'm not a fan of any flying insect, but butterflies in particular creep me out. Shady Shroomy with 25 bits. The Illuminati controls the ice cream. That's why we have so many members. Daddy Sume with a bit. I heard a story about an aunt who got her niece a caterpillar for her birthday, so they would watch it and turn into a butterfly, but instead it exploded with parasitic wasp larva. Oh! Jeffrey Petron with 50 bits. Shame the introduction ceremony is held in the Niagara Falls Butterfly Sanctuary. Shame you had such potential. Yeah, no. I don't want to be part of the Illuminati if it involves being around butterflies. No thanks. Yeah, I'm not a fan of moths either. Moths also creep me out. Almost as much as butterflies. Almost.
And Miley Cyrus all love butterflies, and when they're out in their yard, they see a butterfly, they start screaming ecstatically like they won the lottery. They don't have butterfly farms in their backyards. They don't, grow caterpillars or farm caterpillars. All right?
Nothing funny about
It's because it has to do with MK Ultra mind control programming. You'll see
Let's go back. Who is it?
butterfly. And Britney Spears and Miley Cyrus all love butterflies, and when they're out in their yard, they see a butterfly, they start screaming ecstatically like they...
Where is this footage that you think exists of Miley Cyrus and Britney Spears in their backyard seeing a butterfly and freaking out? What are you talking about? Why are you talking as if you have first-hand experience of what these pop stars do in their own backyards? Like, are you stalking them? Why are you like, yeah, when Britney Spears is in her backyard and she sees a butterfly, she freaks out. What? What?
They won the lottery. They don't have butterfly farms in their backyards. They don't, grow caterpillars or farm caterpillars. All right? It's because it has to do with MK Ultra mind control programming. You'll see this all the time in music videos. Then you'll see, you have to catch this stuff because this is literally like 2 seconds of the video, but there's the all-seeing eye.
I mean, it's AI.
How about that? That must be a coincidence, right? Or it's
There's nothing funny
Yes.
about the tools of capitalism.
Yes, it is. MMO Addicted with 10 bits. Since we're talking about sexual songs, let me send you the most sexual and perfect song.
Top, make it drop. That's a whack. That's a whack. Now get a bucket and a mop. That's a whack. That's a whack. I'm talking.
Selena Gomez also wanted to be an optometrist at one point in her career. Another failed.
Okay? Do you think everyone who's an optometrist is part of the Illuminati because eyes? The spurious connections these people make are honestly mind-boggling. Give me a sec.
Optometrist, add her to the list, folks. She wanted to be an eye doctor. They all just have a love and obsession with the eyeball. You know, the one eyeball, of course, not the two. It's the one eye. You know, the same eye on the back of the dollar bill. This, of course, is referring to the all-seeing eye of Lucifer, the god that they worship.
No. What is the all-seeing eye on the dollar? What is the meaning of the all-seeing eye on the dollar? The Eye of Providence, or the all-seeing eye, is a symbol used in various religions and other institutions that depicts an eye, often enclosed by a triangle and surrounded by rays of light or glory meant to be representative. The concept of divine providence, whereby the eye of God watches humanity. So the opposite of what he just said. It represents the eye of God, not the eye of Satan. You idiot. Best song with sexual innuendo. I can't play. Oh, you know what? I had that one coming. Full disclosure. I had that one coming. Yep, that's my fault. That one's my fault.
They didn't just stick an eye on a wall. People getting.
I don't even think Daddy Sume should be timed out for that one. You know, he basically said what that shit was. That's on me. That one's totally on me.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Paid millions of dollars to make these videos, to design the sets. Okay, they didn't just go, let's write ice cream, and then I'm gonna put an eyeball next to it. That makes perfect sense, Phil. Go ahead.
Nothing funny about
That's not how it works.
Tetsuyo Dragneel.
They're always is the
God.
symbolism. The eyeball
Sure.
specifically, always there. Monarch butterflies, always there, especially with these
Okay, but they aren't. Most music videos do not have an eye or a monarch butterfly in them. I'm not going to do a comprehensive meta study looking at every music video ever made, but most of them don't have a single all-seeing eye, or butterflies, or both. They just don't.
female artists, or the supposedly female artists. Then you'll see the black and white, because it's not a music video without the black and white checkerboard, is it? You got her wearing the black and white. You see Masonic checkerboards all over the place.
Are you claiming that the colors black and white are also Illuminati? Do you see what I mean by when these people cast a net so wide? So things that count as Illuminati are butterflies, sexual innuendo, eyes, up to and including the concept of optometry, and black and white. These things are all symbols of the Illuminati. And if your music video have any of these things, it's automatically Illuminati. Do you see how ridiculous this gets? If you cast a net this wide, of course you're gonna start seeing Illuminati everywhere. Like, imagine if I just said, oh man, people who wear shorts, that's Illuminati. Shorts are a symbol of the Illuminati. Oh my gosh, one of these people is wearing shorts! They're part of the Illuminati! Like, if you pick very vague and general things and just point them out and say automatically, this is a symbol of the Illuminati, of course you're gonna see the Illuminati everywhere. You picked a very general thing to be a symbol of it. I don't know, the lack of self-awareness of these people is just mind-boggling. Wait, supposedly female? Oh, did he say supposedly? Is he like a transvestigator too? That'd be funny.
This has to do with Freemasonry. You'll always see black and white symbolism in these videos, whether it's the clothing or it's the floor, because this is really what it's about, right? Freemasonry. Now, Freemasonry is not the top of the pyramid. Freemasonry is more towards the bottom, but this is where they start. They network through Freemasonry. The higher they get, they network into other secret societies. But this is the grounds in your hometown for where people start to worship Lucifer.
I agree that Freemasons are like a weird social club. I get that. But they're not like some conspiratorial network of all-powerful people. And it's not like if you like, oh, you're a top-level Freemason, you're gonna graduate into the Illuminati. You know why? Because the Illuminati isn't real.
These people that go into Freemasonry, or the Eastern Star, which is the female version of Freemasonry, which even has the pentagram, the upside-down Baphomet pentagram as its logo, if that's not obvious enough. So you'll see that. What a surprise. And then you'll see pentagrams, because everybody loves stars, right? She a Cowboys fan? Starbucks fan? I don't know. What are...
Wait, are stars part of it now, too? Okay, so on the list we have butterflies, stars, sexual innuendo, eyes, and the color black and white. Any of these things make it Illuminati. You're covering like 30% of music videos at this point. And I might be being generous.
There's nothing funny about the tools.
MMO addicted with 10 bits. If your resting heart rate is less than 100 beats per minute, the Illuminati have chipped you and made you into calm, compliant sheeple.
You've seen the pictures before, the lists of companies that use the star as their logo.
Daddy Sume with a bit. I'm gonna start my own secret society called the Illuminati. It's just a group that gets together and watches amateur porn. You might run into legal issues with the YouTube channel, the Illuminati. They already exist. Go for it, though.
Hi, this is called a pentagram, a 5-pointed star.
I mean, that's the... 5-pointed stars are the typical, like, Western star. I guess I don't know if it's everywhere. But, like, if you look up star... That's the typical star we use, right? If it's, like, a 6-pointed star... then it's considered, like, the Star of David, right? Typically. So... when we're drawing a star, usually we do 5 points. Like, that's just how culturally it's worked out. It might not always be the case. At some point, maybe stars will be drawn differently. Maybe this will become the common, star image someday. I don't know. It's culturally contextual what you view as a star. But at least where we live, when we see this, we think star. Because that's the universal symbol for star. That doesn't make it satanic.
It has to do with magic and witchcraft. That's why it's there. You'll see it quite often tattooed on these people behind their ears.
There's nothing funny about
You'll quite often see it in threes as well. Rihanna and many others have the tattoo. But she's got the 3 stars and then...
Daddy Sume, Hannah, you need to do another Christian meme review. One of these days, make a stream just about that. Maybe.
And throughout the video, you'll just see it keep popping up. You got a girl tanning inside of a pentagram. You've got upside down Baphomet pentagram.
It's a star. It's not a pentagram. Pentagram. So a pentagram specifically tends to be like this, or like this, and it's encircled, right? Often it'll look like this, with the 2 points facing upwards and 1 facing downwards. Whereas this is just a typical star symbol. They both have 5 points, but that doesn't mean... How do I put this? All pentagrams are stars, but not all stars are pentagrams.
But, well, we're supposed to think it's just because everybody loves the symbol of a star. Anybody getting sick of seeing it? Where's the rhombus? Right?
Hashtag justice for rhombus! I agree! Where is the rhombus, love, motherfuckers? I'm sick of all this star privilege. Where is the justice for rhombus?
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Dicks out for rhombus! Justice for rectangles. One thing at a time. We gotta get justice for rhombus first. What's up with this guy? A call for an uprising.
There's nothing funny about the tools
Is
of
Big
capitalism.
Rhombus paying you off? Baja Blast, I swear, if someone doesn't clip this and get it trending on Twitter and Reddit, I'm gonna be so mad.
Right? I haven't seen any rhombuses. I think that's like
There's nothing funny about the tools of
arc.
capitalism.
Oh no! I spit soda over everything! Bah! Give me a paper towel! Oh no! Oh!
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Oh no! It's gonna be so sticky! Ah! Dang it! I'm such an idiot!
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
It's the rhombus, though. I get real passionate, okay? Oh, God. It's okay. It's just the monitor.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
How bad is it? It could have been worse. It could have been worse. I think.
Down there and like over
Yeah.
here. That was
There's nothing
fucking
funny about the tools of
hilarious.
capitalism.
I can't get over the fucking rhombus thing.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Oh God, there's so many messages. That's the first real life spit take I've ever seen, and it was glorious. Cherry Tree Boy, Hannah, freaking out 99, best laugh ever. MMO addicted, technical difficulties, support Baja needed. Obowan, that's what she said. All right, hold on, let me watch this. I'm gonna watch this clip.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Oh no, it's gonna be so sticky.
It's gonna be sticky later.
There's nothing funny about the tools
Wink.
of capitalism.
Cotton Candy 903, I'm dying. This couldn't be any funnier. Ugh. Okay.
It smells like spit in here.
Okay. Okay.
I love you.
Love you
There's
too.
nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Alright.
Right? I haven't seen any rhombuses.
Interrupting your work.
I think that's like a
Very much so.
Too bad.
There's nothing funny about the tools of
arc.
capitalism.
Oh no! I spit so.
Right? I haven't seen any rhombuses. I think that's like a
Nothing funny about
arc.
the tools of
Oh, did I get some on the no, camera? I It looked spit. like I. Just in the clip, it looked like I got it a little bit.
Oh God, love.
Oh no. That's okay. I need to clean my monitor anyway.
Live stream fails that shit.
What do you call it? A diagonal rectangle. You don't see that too often. What? That's not a cool symbol.
Ow.
That's not a cool shape. Just the
Am I loving
star.
you too harshly?
Yes, and I'm also already very warm with the foil, so.
She doesn't love me anymore, chat.
Are here.
Bye.
I mean, people need to think these symbols are being shown for a reason. They're indoctrinating you with the occult. You'll see the star everywhere, and nobody goes, hey, you know, and just for the record, nobody owns and has licensing to it, to the actual logo, like the Cowboys. No? All these companies just keep using the star over and over. Nobody goes, yeah, it's not really original. I've seen it a million times. I've seen it a trillion times.
Okay.
That is the most common symbol, probably, other than the all-seeing eye and the pyramid.
Has anyone even done most? God, I always hit my caps lock. Isn't most commonly used symbols? the most common symbols. Some of the most popular symbols are heart symbol. This represents love, compassion, and health. It also represents the Hartnell, which is my D&D character's ship, because it's an outhouse with a heart symbol. So even I use this shit. Ever shown you guys a little model Hartnell I printed? Hold on. The door's kind of busted in, but I can... So the channel icon is my D&D character. We play a D&D game over on actual Jake's Twitch channel. I 3D printed an actual Hartnell for the map. I haven't been able to get this like to stay on here very well though, so let me see if I can. Anyway, there's the Hartnell. If you watch the D&D stream, that's what it looks like. In case you're curious, although obviously not black, it looks like wooden. But Algae of the Sea, you would like to redeem your bingo win. Yes, I can do that for you right now. I have a 3D printer. Yes, I do. I have a 3D printer. Hold on, give me a sec. Do-do-do-do. What model of printer? It's a XYZ printer, EXYZ Printing Pro. That's what it says on it, at least. I don't know. It's been a while since I bought it. How much did this cost? This was like 400 bucks. They might be cheaper now. I bought it like a year or two ago. It's a pretty big one, though, too, in fairness, so. Sorry, just gifted a bingo sub. There you go. Can it print a rhombus? Yes, it could probably print a rhombus. Yeah, I got Algae's thing. So there you go. Congrats on the free sub. Anyway, back to the thing. Dove symbol, raven symbol, tree symbol, blah, 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 blah. You get it. There are a lot of symbols.
It's the star, but we become so accustomed to seeing it all over the place that we don't realize what it's there for. And I hear dummies who think that they're awake. I shouldn't call them names, but they go, yeah, but it doesn't have the lines through it. It's not about the lines, it's about the points in the star.
Saracilia, all shapes matter.
It's the 5-pointed pentagram.
The irony of this psycho trying to be like, these idiots, they see shapes and don't even think it's part of the satanic Illuminati conspiracy. Like, hey, bud, have you considered you're just crazy? Have you considered that you're just incredibly paranoid? Because Occam's razor kind of dictates that's probably the right answer. MMO addicted with 10 bits. My brother has a sweatshop of cheap homemade 3D printers which regularly catches on fire and can print pretty big stuff, like bigger than your hat. He printed me some dice towers. It's insane it hasn't burned down yet. That's cool. 3D printers are great. Randy, who's also part of our D&D game, has one of the laser 3D printers that doesn't print things like in layers like the normal 3D printers, but it actually, like, it's like liquid and then it shoots lasers at the liquid. It's like really, really great at making really fine details. I want to get one of those someday for D&D props, but Daddy Sume with a bit. I blame the Da Vinci Code. It was a dumb book that made people think they were smart for noticing the constant use of the same symbols in the ancient Illuminati. Yeah, that could be part of it.
Yeah. The same logo that the Satanic Temple and the Satanists use.
Hey, call for an uprising. You know that the Satanic Temple doesn't actually believe in Satan, right? Do you know that? Have you ever actually talked to a Satanist? The vast majority of what we call Satanists don't actually believe Satan exists. You know that, right? It's about, like, using Satan as a symbol to represent a belief system. It's not about literally worshiping the devil. Daddy Sume with a bit. The blame... Oh, I already read that one. Sorry.
Which they just use it upside down. It's just supposed to mean white magic or versus black or good versus evil magic. But it's all magic is crap and all magic is evil. And that's a fact. And no Christian or no person in general should be practicing magic. I don't care if you don't believe in Christianity and you think, oh, I'm going to practice magic. It's embarrassing. Okay?
I mean...
It's embarrassing.
It's kind of embarrassing because magic isn't real and it objectively does not work. But, like, not for the reasons you think. Guys, magic isn't real. Sorry. But, like, it's not evil, right? Hold on, I gotta log into Twitch on my phone. Sorry. Fuck it, I'll deal with it later. Arcana Stamper Blackwell says, yo, Satanist here. It's mostly about rebelling against unjust hierarchies and authorities. Yeah, that's basically what I've heard.
There's nothing funny about the tools.
Obowan with 100 bits says, the only way the Christian God can exist is for magic to be real. True. I've said that too before. When I still talk to my mom, like that was a while back. I don't talk to her anymore for a variety of reasons. But anyway, one time I mentioned to her, I was like, it's just weird to me that you believe in magic. She's like, I don't believe in magic. And I'm like, I mean, you do. You think miracles happened literally. She believes the Bible happened literally. She's like, that's not magic. I mean, you can call it what you want, but he's doing magic. That's magic. It's just magic by another name. MMO addicted. Call for an uprising. Real life capture. And then there's a link.
Oh, you challenge me with trickery? I don't believe in magic. Onward!
It's an abomination. And people who used to practice magic, what used to happen to them? Oh, I can't say it here on YouTube, but I wonder why that was happening.
Because people are superstitious idiots. That's why. A lot of it was also targeted towards, like, older, single women, which made society very uncomfortable. So they decided to lash out and, like, kill those women. It's a whole thing. Look into the history of, like, witch trials. It's pretty interesting.
Missing cats, missing, I don't know, youngins. And then where did these people who were...
Wait, is he unironically saying that witch trials were, like, a good thing and that they definitely killed witches and not innocent people? Oh, bud. Oh, bud. Read a book, please.
Alleged, because every story you read is alleged, and it was the Christians that did this to some person who
Cherry Tree Boy with 10 bits, my headphones broke, help.
was a witch, but they weren't doing anything.
Yes, that's what happened, you absolute moron. We have records of this and what they did. Have you not heard of the Salem witch trials? Maybe read The Crucible. Like, it's not 100% historically accurate, but it's pretty effing close. Read a history book. Witch trials, I don't know how to tell you this. Witch trials never caught a single witch. Because witches don't exist! And I know some people are self-proclaimed, like, witches. They're, like, Wiccan. That's a different thing. If you're Wiccan, that's fine. That's your religious belief. I don't care. But you're not a witch the way that was being, like, thought of by the people who committed, like, horrible crimes during witch trials, right? There's no such thing as magic. No one has ever cast a magic spell, good or evil, in the history of the universe because magic isn't real.
And what ends up happening? Right. Must be a coincidence, though. People just felt like doing that to people back in the 100 years ago was going on.
Yes! It wasn't a coincidence. It was due to a variety of social factors. But yes, People have believed really stupid, superstitious things in the past because they didn't have the understanding we have today of the rational world. You monster!
And now we live in a society that's totally embraced it. They figured it out.
MMO addicted with 10 bits. I love the trial by water. If you escape to the surface, you're a witch and are killed. If you drown, you're innocent and you're still dead. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And the thing is, too, like, if someone was a witch, they wouldn't let you put them on trial. They'd just, like, cast a spell and fly away, or cast a spell and kill you all. It's the dumbest thing.
Through mind control, through the television, through the radio, through music, through celebrities, that this is the way that they can continue to indoctrinate people and then get by without being seen. Because it's all your famous celebrities, folks, who are in on doing the dirtiest, most unimaginable things. But most people would never be able to wrap their heads around that. Because they'd say, there's no way that Tom Hanks or so-and-so is doing something like that.
You haven't evidenced it. What he's talking about here, he's like talking about the QAnon stuff without actually talking about it, because he knows that he can get like destroyed on YouTube for it. Rightfully so. And he's claiming that people like Tom Hanks are taking part in what is effectively satanic child abuse and murder. Which, by the way, feel free to knock that one off. He's alluding to it. That's fine. Is there anything else that I missed?
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Freaking out 99. Hans wouldn't pass the wisdom check to detect the witch. Anyway, like, dude, the reason people are incredulous is because you haven't provided evidence. All you have are like, look at these emails. They talk about ordering a bunch of pizza or a bunch of hot dogs. And it's like, yeah, that has nothing to do with satanic ritual child abuse. What are you talking about?
Because they love him. Because they've seen him in Forrest Gump. Or they've seen Ice Cream, the music video. Which I don't know what has to be in your brain to watch this and be like, this is so cool, but...
I mean, it's K-pop. Whatever makes people like K-pop. It's just a genre of music. It's fine.
This is the generation and the time period we live in now. These are the people...
Yes, this isn't something that's been parroted by old people throughout the history of the world. The kids these days and their blasted music, it's evil and satanic, let me tell you. These new group, they call themselves the Beatles. They're satanic. Like, come on, bud. Really? How little self-awareness do you have? Catalina Gearbox with $5 says, wanted to show you my phyllo dough egg rolls. Hold on, let me... Oh, I can't click on it from there. Can you put the link in the chat? Just because I can't click on it from my, like, mini feed thing.
People who will be accepting the mark. These are the people who are going to be accepting the Antichrist. Not us. Not me, at least. But hopefully this video helps people out there. They see it. They see the signs and the symbols, the repetition and the patterns. There's always patterns. There's always repetition being done. That's why it's important to still show people these videos. And again, remember, these celebrities are the influencers. So when we talk about social engineering and people's behavior, they're getting their behavioral patterns from these celebrities.
Catalina Gearbox, you gonna put the link? I'll click on it. I'll check them out. I need the link in the chat because I can't click on it in your message thing that you sent. Just so you know.
They're getting their thoughts from these celebrities, from the things they tweet, from the social issues they stand for and stand up and talk about and tweet about and Instagram about and show up at Democratic conventions and talk about.
This dang youth of America. Ooh, they look good. They look yummy. The dang youth of America getting politically involved. But it's with a party I don't like, so it's bad and satanic. What a childish worldview. To be like, everything I don't like is Satan. Or people just have different views than you. How about that one?
They're influencers, because people will be more influenced by them than they would be by an actual politician. even though they're trying to make the politicians like the celebrities now too. But they're trying to obviously continue to do the indoctrination, get people to follow people like Selena Gomez when they're 10 years old. Then when they're 20 years old,
Now I want egg rolls. Real bad.
Selena Gomez moves on to the next stage where suddenly she's at a Democratic National Convention and her fans, who are now 20, who have followed her their whole life, they're going to listen to the things she talks about, the social issues she thinks are important, like they've done now with...
People are gonna follow social issues that they hear about, and a lot of people hear about things through the people they follow on social media. That's why campaigns like doing hashtags that are like, hey, take a look at this social issue, whether it's Black Lives Matter or something else, you know. That's why those things are important, because that's how people get their news nowadays, is through social media. Now, we can talk about that being a good or bad thing or whatever, but nonetheless, it is the case. So when celebrities try and, like, use their platform to push for positive things, like Black Lives Matter, it's a good thing, and it's not a satanic plot. It's people understanding new media and how to use it to get people to look at the things they care about. It's pretty simple.
with Taylor Swift, right? Started off just Taylor Swift, and then Taylor Swift suddenly this influencer, the LGB and all the other crap, and she continues
Sure,
to
you can give me the
influence her
recipe.
audience.
I don't know if I'll make
That's what they
them,
do.
but-
That's how they engineer them.
Other
People
people
can't
might
think
want
for
it too. They
themselves.
look pretty
They
good.
worship these people. And that's why God talks about how dangerous idol worship is. Well, those people might have been worshiping statues back then. Now we have people actually worshiping human beings, which is
People liking K-pop
funny
is
about
literally the
tools of
same thing as worshiping someone. No one can change my mind. Shady Shroomy with 25 bits. How dare musicians not only be music robots? Alright, wait a second. And Pierre Squar says, I had to defend Magic the Gathering to a group of teachers when I was in 8th grade in 96, telling them it wasn't demonic.
frightening, and thinking that they're gods. And guess what? These celebrities, in their own minds, they think and they're taught that they are
Cotton Candy 903 with the LGB? I don't know what you mean.
their own gods, because that's what Freemasonry teaches. And they believe it in their own mind. It's sick, but that's the truth, and that's what's going on. I want to remind everyone, check out my website at callforanuprising.com. It's $2.99 a month. If you haven't checked it out, I recommend you do. I think everybody out there would like it.
$3 a month?
Not too many people over there, but hey, it is what it is. Hopefully people will check it out, and the event this channel shut down. If you like
382,000 subscribers. More than I would have thought.
my content, that's the only place you'll probably
Freaking
be able
out
to find
99
me.
with a bit. I mean, K-pop stands
I
are
wanna thank the
culty, but
patrons
more
again
about
for your
worshiping
support.
hot twinks.
You guys keep this channel going. And again, all of you
Oh, he
out there
left
for your
out the T? Did he say that? I didn't notice him saying it. Sorry, I was reading some of the chat. Cotton Candy 903, he said LGB in the video, dropping the T. Oh, gross. I hate that shit. Whenever there's a group that gets accepted by society that, like, previously wasn't, and then they, like, use that as an excuse to start shitting on the next person that society's picking on, it bothers me so friggin' much. Like, come on, people. Trans people have been a part of, like, the LGBT rights movement since Stonewall and before. Like, this is not a new thing. It's obvious that, like, the groupings make sense together because they're both things that fly in the face of most people's idea of, like, gender identity and what it means. Like, certainly being trans isn't a sexual preference like being gay or being gay or lesbian or bi. But, like, nonetheless, it makes sense to have that, like, social coalition. It makes sense to put them together. Very annoying to me when there are people who are, like, lesbians, gay, bi, who all of a sudden, like, are like, aha, got my rights, that's it, suck it, trans people. Try and kick them off the social ladder. It's the most annoying thing. Does that mean once the right moves past trans, asexual people will be next? I hope not. Maybe. That'd be real hard to demonize, though, right? Like, I can, in fairness, the right's demonize stuff that I think is just ridiculous to demonize in the first place, so I guess this could be another one. But, like, what are they gonna possibly say, you know? And then be like, you don't want to do the intercourse with other people. And I'll be like, yep, asexual. Like, I just find it hard to believe that anyone will get behind that messaging. It makes absolutely no sense, but I could be wrong. The right's gotten stupider and stupider as I've gotten older, so who knows?
Support.
Off point, but that ice cream does look delicious. Like, I don't know if it's just prop ice cream and it's not real. That's probably the case. But whatever they used to make the fake ice cream looks delicious, and I want some.
This, you know, I mean, supports need.
It'll be because ace people aren't breeders, I guess. But there are already people who don't like, who choose not to have kids, and people on the right haven't, like, targeted them. So I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? They pick really stupid things for their little culture war, so it's entirely possible. You say that, but ace people get some shit gatekeeping about what is and isn't ace, assumptions that you have to be damaged or abused, not like sex. It's some bullshit. Oh, I believe you. I'd imagine there are a whole variety of problems that go with being ace that I don't know and understand. I feel in terms of messaging, it would be hard for people on the right to get behind it. Could be wrong, though. Like I said, the right's gotten dumber and dumber the older I've gotten, so...
Needed at every level, I guess, right now, between me and you guys, and back to you. I hope you're all doing all right. It's just a headache after a headache after a headache in this world. It really is. The occult has taken over, and their agendas are being pushed, and we're now watching after years and years of warning. But I guess at the end, we'll be the ones saying, I told you so, to those who make the wrong choice on Judgment Day.
No, because that's not going to happen. It isn't. It just isn't.
When it comes.
That's the worst part about, like, being right about there not being, like, any afterlife or anything. Like, if you are right about Christianity, then you get to say to people, like, haha, I told you, now you're in hell. Or, like, there are plenty of other afterlife versions that are a similar situation where, like, the person who was wrong gets a comeuppance. But no one will ever know we're right? Because when they die, they just die and they're dead. They don't know they were wrong. That bothers me more than it should. It really does. That's an unhealthy attitude for me to have. But, like, it's a little frustrating that their entire existence, they'll just be wrong. And they never get the moment where they're like, oh, whoops. But, whatever. What's next? Fall of the Cabal, Globe... Let's see what Fall of the Cabal's up to. Trying to find an interesting video that's not too long. The Dark Side of Disney, 13 minutes. Alright, we'll do this. This is a conspiracy on Disney. Here's this video. I don't know when in this video there's going to be something reportable, probably the second they bring up QAnon, but, like, keep the link handy so we can report it so we can get this channel deleted, because Fall of the Cabal, this channel, has been deleted multiple times, and they keep making new ones, and I'd like to help YouTube to delete this one, so...
The name Disney is synonymous with clean, family-friendly entertainment, evoking images of colorful characters and smiling children. But there's more to the House of Mouse than meets the eye. Most are familiar with the notorious...
We have not had word salad yet, no.
...this mind control program known as MK Ultra.
Disney movies are not related to MK Ultra.
Which later evolved into Project Monarch. But what is less known is the alleged role Disney movies and parks play in this...
Did I hear about the 13-year-old autistic boy that got shot by the police? I did. I'm not shocked. The police are trash.
...nefarious program. Not only is Disney programming a staple of Monarch mind control, some victims even report being taken to Disney parks for programming.
Hey guys, we need a secret facility in order to brainwash people. Where would be an inconspicuous spot to do it? Oh, well, we have the most trafficked theme park on the entire planet. We could go there. Yeah, sure, fine. Let's do that for some reason.
And a great number of
Imagining a Disney cast member, like, a Disney cast member, like, getting ready for their like, time to go up. Because if you don't know, Disney World is, raised, right? There's a series of stuff underneath Disney World. If you notice when you go into the park, you go up a little bit, and that's because the entire park is sort of on the second floor, and the first floor is underground tunnels and stuff, so cast members and different workers for Disney can get place to place without actually walking through the park. I'm imagining them in their underground tunnel system, getting ready. They have, like, their Mickey Mouse hat, their helmet, you know, ready to go, and they're just, like, look into the room, and Shia LaBeouf getting brainwashed, and they go, I don't get paid enough for this shit. Go up and talk to kids. Tunnels? Yeah, they have tunnels. Yeah, that's like a known thing. If you watch, there's some Disney documentaries that go into it. I really love theme park YouTube. That's like a guilty pleasure of mine. It's not something I talk about a ton, but I really, really like theme parks. And I love theme park YouTube, so I know a little bit about it. Old enough to know more better. Thanks for subscribing. 4-month streak. Yay, 4 months. I needed the serotonin boost today. Well, I hope the boost is good. I don't get it. Disney is filthy rich. Why do they need to be part of a cult? I know, right? Doesn't really make sense. Defunct Land? Oh, Defunct Land's great. Defunct Land's my favorite channel that does, like, theme park stuff. He just, like, for one thing, the guy who does it, Kevin Perger, has a great voice for, like, YouTube. And secondly, it's always, like, really well researched. I like his, like, he's got a decent sense of humor, but it's not, like, pervasive, like he's trying to get a joke every other sentence. It's, like, it's informative, it's a little funny, really well edited and put together stuff. So go check out Defunct Land if you, want to. Lots of really great content over there. Daddy Sume, the cult is what made them rich, and now they're indebted to it. Yep, that must be it.
Disney stars show signs of having been subjected to this form of total mind control.
Okay, Shia LaBeouf just likes to do, like, avant-garde modern art things, which is a little weird, but, like, hey, he's, like, rich and competent, so he can do whatever he wants. And Miley Cyrus, it wouldn't surprise me if being in show business around that time and she was young, I imagine she was used by Disney. I don't necessarily mean for, like, abuse satanic purposes, because that's ridiculous, but I mean, it's a hard life being a child star, and I imagine that puts a lot of stress on people. So, I don't know. Shia is wild, yeah, he is.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Reaper indoctrination confirmed, hashtag Sovereign did nothing wrong.
And that's why people like Britney Spears and the Master Tears just went nuts.
MK Ultra.
That has to do with, like, never living a normal life, yeah, but that's not, like, a mind control thing. That's a stress of being a child star thing.
Mind control rules in Hollywood.
So what is Disney's connection to the intelligence agencies? Is the CIA working in tandem with a Disney company to create mind-controlled celebrities?
No.
Find out as we investigate the dark side of Disney. To produce the realistic alter personalities required for Monarch mind control, programmers need highly immersive, realistic fantasy worlds into which victims can dissociate.
Where is this information coming from? Like, your butt is not a valid source of information. You can't just say things. Tatsuyo Dragneel with 5 bits. I have a friend who works at the park here in Florida, and I haven't heard of the mind control. Maybe she's just not high enough to know, though. Apparently, the people who made this video saw that movie Escape from Tomorrow and thought it was a documentary. Have you guys seen Escape from Tomorrow? It's trash.
Two of the first movies they chose were Wizard of Oz and Disney's Alice in Wonderland, which had only recently came out at the time. By using common base programming scripts, the Illuminati could create thousands of monarch slaves, all with similar triggers and altars.
Cherry Tree Boy with 10 bits. Ah, yes, because creepy images and music mean, it's all real. Yeah. They have no evidence for any of this. They're just gonna say stuff, and that's very annoying.
Today, most MK Ultra victims have some form of Wizard of Oz and Alice in Wonderland programming. Ultra victims.
I'm just gonna report the video in general. I don't know. Report. Let me see. What could this be under? It's tough.
Have some form of Wizard of Oz and Alice in Wonderland programming.
Yeah, that's Tim Burton and Johnny Depp. Looks like either at the premiere. No, probably not at the premiere. They wouldn't wear their. They're filming Alice in Wonderland, and it looks like the Obamas came to see it or something. They're spending a lot of time to, like, yeah, we see it. It's the Obamas on the set of Alice in Wonderland. What about it? With unemployment over 10% in 2009, Barack Obama held an extravagant Alice in Wonderland party. He is a man of the people. I don't think it was exclusively an Alice in Wonderland party, considering, like, Deep Roy is here, and he's in his Oompa Loompa outfit. Like, he played the Oompa Loompa in the Tim Burton, he played the Oompa Loompas in the Tim Burton Charlie and the Chocolate Factory remake, and this is his costume from that. So I'm assuming it was a general costume party. Otherwise, why would Deep Roy be in his Oompa Loompa costume? Unemployment has been over 10%, by the way, since the COVID stuff. I believe it still is. And yes, Trump has gone golfing, in case you're wondering.
Disney's relationship with the government dates back to World War II, when the company was incorporated into the U.S. war machine, producing instructional videos and propaganda cartoons. Donald Duck starred in government-sponsored short films where he lambasted Hitler and the Nazis.
Yes, which is good, because Hitler's bad. Do the people who make this video not know this? Although a lot of these cartoons had some racist stuff. I don't know if you've seen some of these wartime cartoons. Hoo boy, the depiction of Japanese individuals, not good.
And even helped get more Americans to pay income taxes. But just how deep does this relationship go? And did it ever really end?
Basically every animation studio was part of this too. Warner Brothers also had a bunch of wartime cartoons. Propaganda was a huge thing in World War II. Like, this is not a conspiracy. This is not hidden. Everyone who knows about animation and wartime animation, even a little bit, knows this.
The connection begins with Walt Disney himself. Few know that Walt was actually working undercover for the FBI.
Source?
Reporting on suspected communist activities and anything else suspicious in Hollywood at the time.
That would be in character for Disney. He really, really hates unions. Disney, if anything, is a pretty big capitalist. He loves him some capitalism, and he really hated unions. So, like, I'd believe this, but again, you should do a source on that if you're gonna claim it.
In 1954, Walt was promoted to Special Agent in Charge, which means other agents
okay, that's definitely not true.
Actually reported to him.
Walt Disney Well, an unabashed capitalist. Like, he was a busy guy, right? He had all his time in the parks and working on animated movies. He did not have time to work with the FBI on top of that. The guy was known to be like, he wanted things his way. There's no way on top of micromanaging the Disney park. I was going to say parks, but I don't think the second one had been billed by this point. So let's just say Disney Park on top of all the Disney animated stuff and the Disney live action stuff when it got to stuff like Mary Poppins. Like, there's just no way he would have the time to be an FBI agent on top of this. Not to mention that there's no evidence he was an FBI agent. He was Walt fucking Disney. Daddy Sume with a bit. Say what you will about Joseph Goebbels, he could make very good movies and propaganda. Goebbels did propaganda, but like what's her name? Did like the famous Nazi movies, like Birth of a Nation, or not Birth of a Nation, sorry. Triumph of the Will was done by someone else, like a really famous filmmaker. She was famous for like pioneering certain things, specifically because the Nazi propaganda machine gave her so much money. What's her name? Hold on. Leni Riefenstahl. Leni Riefenstahl, that's who I'm thinking of. Yeah, Riefenstahl was more the film person for the Nazis.
Might Walt have also participated in the MK Ultra project that was going on at the same time?
Walt Disney was notorious for micromanaging literally everything his company did, yeah. He wouldn't have time to be an FBI agent on top of that. Would it surprise me if he, like, a few times was like, hey, government, who I have a previous relationship with because of the propaganda stuff, I have some communists I need to report. And there's probably people who, like, were trying to form unions within Disney. I'd believe that, but it's not like he was an FBI agent, right? He's just an unabashed capitalist who didn't like labor organizing and may have used the government to try and stop unions and stuff from forming in the Disney Corporation. Helena Bertha Amelie Leni Riefenstahl. Wow, long name.
Time involving Hollywood stars such as Marilyn Monroe. While we can't know for certain, Walt seems to have been the type who would have been allowed into the CIA's inner circle.
That's your evidence? We don't have any evidence of this, but we sure do think that he's the type. What does that mean? Why? Why would he be? What? He's busy thinking about Epcot.
There's nothing funny about the
He doesn't have time to do this shit.
He is widely believed by alternative researchers to have been a Freemason. Some even claim of the 33rd degree.
I mean, he may have been a Freemason, but again, as I've discussed multiple times, Freemasons are not some, like, Illuminati group that's secretly controlling the world. It's literally a fraternity for adult men who are not in college. It's a fraternity. It's like a men's club.
Walt was a member of Demolay, which is a youth feeder
Alternative
program
researchers,
into the Masons,
what is this shit?
and he created an exclusive club at Disneyland called Club 33.
Let's see if there's an explanation, because I know about Club 33, but I don't know if there's like a reason it's called that. Club 33. Oops. Club 33 is a set of private lounges located in 3 of the Magic Kingdoms, which are part of the Walt Disney Parks and Resorts. The first location of the private club is located in the heart of New Orleans Square within Walt Disney's original Disneyland. The club replaced the Disney Room of the Red Wagon Inn, now Plaza Inn, at the Central Plaza, where Mr. Disney would often personally host U.S. presidents, members of royalty and other heads of state, as well as various other dignitaries and celebrities. Hannah, does that count as ridiculous job title or field of expertise? Alternative researcher? Sure, I'll count that. Well, Club 33 has been publicized with abandon, blah, blah, blah. The Disney company originally maintained the existence of private lounges with a high degree of discretion. name. The official explanation states Club 33 gets its name from the address of 33 Royal Street in New Orleans Square at Disneyland. A rumor speculates that the name refers to 33 institutional patrons of Disneyland in 1966 to 67, when the club was being built and opened. Coincidentally, however, 33 is the year in which the constitutional prohibition of alcohol ended in the United States, just as Walt Disney's posthumous founding of Club 33 in 67 ended his previous prohibition of alcohol within the Magic Kingdom. So a variety of potential answers, none of which are that it's, related to the Freemasonry.
Whose membership list reads like a who's who of the Hollywood elite.
Yeah, it was like a private club in Disney. You had to be famous to get in there, or rich.
In her book, Transformation of America, Kathy O'Brien wrote of how she was repeatedly shown Disney movies and The Wizard of Oz as a child to condition her mind for the monarch programming she was receiving.
Everyone saw The Wizard of Oz and Alice in Wonderland as a kid? Almost everyone. That's not an uncommon experience. I watched Wizard of Oz a lot as a kid, too. That doesn't mean I was brainwashed.
The Wizard of Oz, from my point of view, was that over the rainbow and Kansas was these radically different places that had pretty much the same characters but in a different form, one place or the other. And like my father would just be, whatever he was around the house, my father.
MK Ultra victims with Disney programming will often be obsessed.
Why are you talking over her? Is it because what she has to say doesn't necessarily jive with what you're saying?
Obsessed with Disney.
Would be, and over the rainbow, it would be something completely different. It would be a different setting, a different projection of it that was perceived over here. So it's, to somebody who's been severely traumatized, it makes illogical subconscious sense where it can be related to. And then you take something like follow the yellow brick road. You have to follow exactly where you're told to go in order to achieve whatever it is to arrive or to even get back home.
So this lady is either crazy or making things up for money. That's a shame.
Or whatever else, you have to do exactly what you're told.
This was no game. We had to read the maps and follow the directions that were encoded. We had our own language. It was cartoon character and Disney based. Then I read Kathy O'Brien's book and heard her testimony about how they delivered messages to each other that was cartoon and Disney based.
So Ryan Gosling liking Disney movies is also part of your evidence for this? A lot of kids like Disney. It's the biggest children's entertainment conglomerate in the history of the world.
Because look at this badge that Charlotte, can you see this? Can you see this? It's Ursula from The Little Mermaid. Which
It's Shia LaBeouf. Yeah, he worked for Disney. He probably likes Disney movies. He's a human being. As much as Disney's an evil corporation, they make really good kids movies. Everyone likes Disney.
you love this film?
Yeah, it's not a game for me at all.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No, you're talking about some very serious stuff.
There's nothing funny about the tools.
Just like Marilyn Monroe, most, if not
like X3, it's the best of the trilogy.
all Playboy bunnies are MK Ultra sex kittens.
Or they're models. One of the two.
This is especially true with
oh look, another butterfly thing.
former reality star Holly Madison. Her book titled Down the Rabbit Hole about her life at the Playboy Mansion is
It's called that because Playboy models are referred to as Playboy bunnies. So rabbits down the rabbit hole. You get it? Okay.
not only Alice in Wonderland themed, she appears in classic victim form, dressed as Alice.
Victim form? What are you talking about? And again, she might be dressed as Alice there. I feel like it's a little vague, but like if you want to claim that's her dressed as Alice, that'd be fine. Because the book's titled Down the Rabbit Hole, which is an allusion to Alice in Wonderland, and the reason they're alluding to that is, again, because Playboy models are referred to as Playboy bunnies, because it's the symbol of the magazine, is like a rabbit. Okay. Daddy Sume, sounds like furry innuendo, Hannah. Ooh. Cherry Tree Boy with 10 bits. Hannah, did you hear that Disney has something called the Autumn game, where you date sexy men, but it's Disney themed? Personally, I hate it. It's called Twisted Wonderland. What? What are you talking about? What?
And displaying the Illuminati's sign of silence on the cover. Alternative researchers have long speculated.
This is the Illuminati sign of silence. They couldn't think of anything better, I guess.
That Hugh Hefner's Playboy mansion was involved in high-level sex trafficking and honeypot blackmail operations. Madison now regularly posts pictures of her daughter Rainbow Aurora, probably named after Sleeping Beauty, doing numerous Disney-related activities.
Yeah,
and
people
dressing
like Disney
as Disney characters. She even took the newborn to Disney World and spent 15 grand on an exclusive Disney dining experience.
Yeah, rich people do that at Disney. She's rich. She's very rich. She does that. Rich people do that at Disney World. That's not a shock. People love Disney.
This is a prime example of the...
Again, Disney's like an evil corporation, and I get that, but in terms of theme parks, Disney has the best theme parks on the planet. If you're rich, of course you're gonna go and spend that money and have a really cool experience at Disneyland. Let's see. Daddy Sume. Hateful Boyfriend, Hannah. Play that game. It's on Steam. Okay. MMO Addicted. If I was rich, I'd do it. Yeah, me. Same. Tucker White 24. I'll be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if what this person says about Hugh Hefner is true. I guess you would certainly need evidence, though. Like, I can't say I'd be shocked, but at the same time, like, you need evidence. You can't just claim someone's trafficking people. Hattiful?
The hereditary nature of the Monarch program and its value in the entertainment industry. For those willing to do a bit of research, the connections between Disney, mind control, and the sex industry are all right in the open. In 1985, Disney produced what many consider to be one of the most disturbing movies the company has ever...
Return to Oz is scary for children. There are creepy things in it for children, not adults, though. Click the link. Okay. It's hateful. Oh, is this like a dating sim, but it's pigeons? It's a pigeon dating sim? That's funny.
Released. Return to Oz. Anyone familiar with MK Ultra themes will recognize what this movie is all about. Not only is it
But wait, didn't you just say earlier that like the entire point of the whole Alice in Wonderland thing and the original Wizard of Oz was that it's like bright and colorful and fantasy world, and this one isn't. This one is like grungy and dirty, and it shows a dilapidated Oz. Like, isn't that the opposite of what you said earlier? It's amazing, you need to play it. I am not going to play a dating sim, even a parody one. That sounds awful to me. Bada bing, bada boom. Thank you for following. Welcome to the stream.
Wizard of Oz themed, which is a classic Monarch script, but it depicts the main character being electroshocked in a dingy mental asylum. Rather than colorful lollipops and munchkins, this film is set in a dark mental institute.
I mean, it's the framing device, but most of it takes place in Oz.
And many of the scenes are terrifying to children.
Yeah, it's like creepy for kids. It's a good movie. Check it out if you haven't seen it.
Return to Oz is all about a young girl being taken in to a psychiatric institute to be traumatized and programmed.
For those of you who haven't seen Return to Oz, let me explain the plot. This takes place after Wizard of Oz.
There's nothing funny about the tools of
even though the girl is younger than Dorothy in that movie because they're made by different companies. It assumes you know the story of the first Wizard of Oz, and this is like basically a sequel. Hold on, Antipodian Squid with 100 bits. The only dating sim I'm interested in is Love Me Colonial or Love Me Colonel Sanders. Oh God, Daddy Sume, Hannah, Dream Daddy dating sim. You get to date DILFs. No, I'm not playing a dating sim. That sounds awful. Anyway, so in Return to Oz, Dorothy's back on the farm. I think the Dust Bowl is still happening. I don't know, and not having a great time. And she keeps telling her family about Oz and like, it was real. I went to Oz and met all these characters. And the family, of course, thinks she's crazy. So they end up taking her to like a mental institution to get care. But what do you know? It's the 1930s or something. And that's a bad time to go to a mental institution. So they try and like do horrible treatments on her. And she escapes and finds herself back in Oz to have another adventure. And at the end, she wakes up again like it was a dream, and the evil person of that movie has been defeated off screen. Very similar to The Wizard of Oz. So it's fine. It's just a sequel to The Wizard of Oz. It's got some creepy imagery, but it's intentional. It doesn't mean it's like nefarious. It wouldn't make sense to be like, let's broadcast the fact that we're evil and are secretly programming children. That would make no sense. Why would you do that? Why would you make a movie to broadcast your evil actions? That makes zero sense.
It isn't difficult to see how films such as these are used as an MK Ultra programming tool. Peter Pan is another...
It is on Disney Plus if you want to check it out.
Disney
it's an alright sequel, it's fine.
Film commonly reported by victims to be used as a Monarch programming script. Recall Michael Jackson's affinity for all things Peter Pan.
Tucker White 24. Wasn't Return to Oz an allegory on some aspect of American culture like The Wizard of Oz was on the populist movement? Maybe, I don't know. I don't know that much about it. I don't know that much about the making or the themes. In terms of the Michael Jackson thing, Michael Jackson was into Peter Pan because Michael Jackson was kind of a weird dude, and by weird dude, I mean much more severe words that I'm not going to say on my stream. But he was like obsessed with like, I don't want to grow up. I want to be a little boy forever. That's why he was into Peter Pan, because that's like a theme of Peter Pan, is you go to Neverland and you never have to grow up. That's why he's into it.
Perhaps some of the strongest...
Does this guy have any evidence at all? No, of course he doesn't. This is a QAnon channel.
Evidence for Disney's involvement in the secret Monarch program is the number of Disney-affiliated entertainers who seem to exhibit the signs and symptoms of trauma-based mind control.
No, not trauma-based mind control. You haven't even demonstrated that mind control is a thing. They're stressed out because they've never had the chance to live real normal lives or have real childhoods. We've seen this time and time again in child stars. It goes really badly for them.
Most notably, public meltdowns and personality changes. Shia LaBeouf, who has gone on to show multiple signs of being a Monarch victim. He starred in a music video by artist Sia, which contained obvious MKUltra symbolism, such as a giant bird cage. He has also had very public meltdowns.
Okay, he was a child star. Like, you can have trauma and developmental issues that are not caused by CIA mind control. You understand that, right?
At one point, Disney's Mickey Mouse Club featured Justin Timberlake, Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears, and Ryan Gosling in the same cast. What are the odds that so many of the kids would go on to be household names?
I mean, Hollywood is incredibly nepotistic, so I'd imagine the reason they got into it in the first place was probably because they had connections in Hollywood that were family members or something. So that's the correlation. It has nothing to do with like some sort of secret satanic thing. Antipodian Squid with 100 bits. True story though. Scientologists, as part of their indoctrination, recite Alice in Wonderland from the book one-to-one to each other, up close, face-to-face, to learn how to control their tone of voice and how to speak to people in appropriate and not in all manipulative ways. Ew. Creepy.
Victims programmed with Disney mind control often wear Mickey Mouse ears to...
Okay, first of all, this woman worked for Disney. I forget her name, but this might be part of some sort of promotional material for Disney. She was under the Disney record label. Madonna's wearing a symbol of Americana, a mini headband or something. It's like intentional. I don't know what this is from. And that's just, is that Lady Gaga with dyed hair? I don't know. Either way, it's an intentional fashion choice. Like, do you understand that Mickey Mouse ears are a thing in the culture that everyone recognizes? And of course, people are going to then take that and incorporate it and deconstruct it or juxtapose it with something in order to make a statement. Like, that happens with every symbol of Americana, from, like, Mickey Mouse ears to Elvis to a can of soup. Like, you know what I mean? You take a symbol of something and then you incorporate it in a way that makes you notice a juxtaposition. It's like a common artistic trope.
Signify their programming. Notice the shattered glass on the album cover of former Disney star Nick Jonas. Miley Cyrus is another Disney star who frequently displays mind control symbolism. Here she is in a...
All cages, no matter the context, mean mind control.
Bird cage.
I'd imagine when she puts these things in music videos, it's sort of thematically linking to the fact that a lot of her life she's felt like she's in a cage, that cage being like, I'm a child star. Not only am I a child star, I'm a child star at Disney, so I have to behave a certain way. Otherwise, the people around me get very angry because I have an image to uphold. Being a child star in many ways, even though you have a lot of privileges, you have a lot of money, also means that you are in sort of a cage, that cage being public perception of you, making sure that you stay on brand, whatever that brand might be. That's where the cage imagery is coming from. It's not mind control related. Tucker White 24. Ho-ho, the mouse controls all, Hannah. Ho-ho! Oh wait, let me do it in a Mickey Mouse voice. Ho-ho, the mouse controls all, Hannah. Ho-ho! There we go. Ashley Tisdale, that was the name of the woman, yeah.
There's nothing funny about the
Catalina Gearbox with $10. Does he mean Monarch from the Venture Brothers? Oh, the Venture Brothers got canceled, by the way. Did you guys see that?
Which is one of the most classic symbols used to identify members of the Monarch program.
No! Cage imagery is not a new thing. What are you talking about? You can't just say things. You can't just make up lies.
Disney is notorious for creating a hypersexualized image around its teen stars. Miley went on to shock the world with her lewd performance with Robin Thicke, who was wearing a classic MK Handler black and white outfit.
You have not demonstrated that the Handler outfit for MK Ultra is black and white. You can't just say things like they're true. This is why stupid people believe in QAnon stuff, by the way. Because their brain, when they hear someone say, like, this is this, they don't go, well, how do you know that? They go, oh, I didn't know that. Like, you have to question when someone is saying something outlandish without a source, why they're saying that. Ridiculous.
Joe Jonas has spoken out about what it is really like to work for the Disney Corporation.
Yeah, I'm sure it sucks. I'm sure it sucks a lot. But being awful, as we know Disney is, doesn't make them mind control Satanists.
And describes them as, quote, controlling puppet masters. Disney's theme parks also play heavily into the MK Ultra conspiracy. Author Fritz Springmeier claims an enormous amount of programming takes place at Disneyland and World.
Why? Why would they do their brain control stuff at, like, one of the most trafficked areas in the respective states that they're in? Like, do you know how many tourists go through Disney World every day? Why would you do your secret mind control in a place with so many people?
Victims themselves, such as Kathy O'Brien, have reported being taken to Disney parks for programming. In fact, in her book, Access Denied...
What's her name? Kathleen O'Brien? Kathleen O'Brien. Kathleen O'Brien? Kathy O'Brien, conspiracy theorist. Here we go. Kathy O'Brien, or Kathleen Ann O'Brien, born December 4th, 1957 in Muskegon, Michigan. Oh, no, she's from Michigan? That's a shame. Is an American conspiracy theorist and author who claims to be a victim of a government mind control program called Project Monarch, which she alleges was part of the CIA MK Ultra. O'Brien made these assertions in Transformation America and Access Denied for Reasons of National Security, which she co-authored with her husband, Mark Phillips. According to scholars, there is no credible evidence for O'Brien's claims, and there are numerous inconsistencies in her stories. What a shock, I tell you. I'm shocked! Shady Shroomy with 25 bits. Is it the Dole Whip? It's probably the Dole Whip that is the mind control juice. I understand that, yeah. You haven't been to a Disney park, you might not know what that means. In Transformation of America, O'Brien claims that as a child, she was first abused by her father, as well as by a network of child pornographers. Supposedly, she was then forced by the CIA to participate in Project Monarch. Yikes. Yikerinos. Let me see if there's, like, debunks. Has anyone debunked? I don't know what her specific, like, claims are. Oh, God. Do I have to do a debunk on this lady? Maybe save that for another time. Yikes.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Tucker White 24 with a bit. The only programming that goes on at Disney World is that you need to spend a shit ton to even ride half the effing rides. Wait, do they charge people per ride now at Disney? I haven't been there in like 8 years, if not more. Usually, when I went, you just pay a price and you go in and you ride the rides.
She describes Disney World as an epicenter of MK Ultra programming. The highly detailed, immersive rides create the perfect environment to make the alternate worlds of their programming come alive for the victim.
I was taken to military bases, I was taken to Disneyland, and I was taken to NASA, and I was put into a lot of the equipment that they use on astronauts and that they have there.
Fiona Barnett reports virtual reality simulations being used in her programming while underground at Disney World, and describes elite parties taking place after hours at the park.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if Disney had specific, like, parties and stuff and access for really, really rich people. Let's take a look. Stuff you can do at Disney if you're rich.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
20 things to do at a Disney park if you're rich. Let's take a look. Tucker White 24 with a bit. They don't charge per ride, but the lines are so long that you need to pay for the fast pass. That's true. If I'm going to Disney, I'm getting a fast pass. I'm not going to wait in line with the plebs. I don't want to share this. Just let me read it. Let's see. 20 things to do at Disney Park if you're rich. 1. Premium VIP tours. If you're willing to part with $5,000, you can take an exclusive tour of Disney World that lasts for 6 hours. Admission to the park isn't included, though. That sounds awful to me. Why would I want to pay $5,000 to get a tour of Disney World? I've seen it. I get it. Backstage tour. Alternatively, you can pay around $300 a person to get a backstage tour that shows the magic behind Disney, how Disney works. I mean, that might be interesting if you're... I like theme parks, but not enough that I'm like, I want to spend $300 to see the dirty tunnels underneath Disney World. Like, I'm fine. I like the facade. The facade's what I like. I don't want to see behind it. Quite the opposite. More facade, please, Disney. Make me forget that I'm like... that I'm paying you money to show me all this crap. Never been to Disney. It's a fun time. Disney's fun. Go out to dinner with an animal specialist. At Sauna in the Animal Kingdom Lodge, you can book a 4-course meal with one of the resort's many animal specialists. That sounds interesting, actually. Do you get to pick though? Like, can I be like, I would like to speak with an ape expert who takes care of the apes, or are they just like, here's Linda, she takes care of the echidnas. I hope you have echidna questions. Meet the dolphins, $200. You can have the privilege of swimming with the dolphins through the Dolphins in Depth activity. You know what I hate about Disney recently? It seems like a lot of their experiences are behind a paywall. The same thing with Universal. Like the Harry Potter world, like there's a premium wand buying experience if you buy their super expensive wand. And at like the Star Wars land at Disney now, like there's a whole experience where you can build your own lightsaber, but it costs like $100 or $200 to do, and I hate that shit. I already paid to get into the park. You're really charging me for this crap? Ugh, anyway. Princess Tea Time. If you stay at the Grand Floridian, you can pay $235 for the privilege of taking one of your daughters for high tea with Princess Aurora. Meet Mickey in private. The cost for this will vary, but it's possible to book a private meetup between your little ones and their favorite Disney character. That's got to be very expensive. Victorian Albert's Chef Table. The ultimate dining experience at the premier Disney restaurant that'll set you back $250 a head for a 5-course, 3-hour-long meal. Ooh, that's probably really, really good, though. Theme parks have, like, at their high-end dining stuff, have some really, really good shit. When's my birthday? March 12th. March 12th is my birthday. The dessert party. There would be no better way to cap off a day at Disney Park than by booking an exclusive and delectable dessert party. Disney weddings, which are incredibly expensive usually. Staying in the Cinderella suite. This is cool. If I was rich, I'd do this. Actually, you don't need to be rich to do this one. You just need to be lucky and win a contest. There's no amount of money one can offer to book this suite. Oh, I didn't know that. There's like one hotel room, for those of you who don't know, in the Disney Castle. This is true. You know the Disney Castle at the parks? There is one hotel room in it. And it used to be, I think they were building it for Walt Disney, but he died, I think, before it was completed. Anyway, they completely renovated it and turned it into a hotel room. And you get, like, early access to the park. You can enter the park an hour early, although none of the rides or anything are open. But you can still walk around and stuff, and the park is pretty much empty, so that's cool. And it's just, like, this really, really cool thing. It's neat.
Capitalism.
Epiphany Jane with 10 bits. My birthday is March 13th. We're birthday buddies. Presidential suite, $2,300 a night. Go out to dinner with an Imagineer. In Disney World, you can book a dinner with an Imagineer at Brown Derby or at Citrisos. That's probably pretty interesting. Yellowstone suite, $1,000 per night. You get it. There's a bunch of rich people stuff you can do. You can't drink in Disneyland unless you pay the high fees required to become a member of the exclusive Club 33. True. Or at Disney World if you're in the Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom, they let you have alcohol. Not in the rest of the park, though. Unless they changed the rules in the past 10 years or so.
And after that, I was taken to Disney World on the way home.
Oh, Catalina Gearbox with $5. I want to meet the evil queen. You should look up videos of her on YouTube. I think I've seen it before. All the Disney performers do a really good job. I'm sure they don't get paid enough.
Home and, I just remember. They did a bit of MK Ultra programming there.
At Disney World?
Yes, they see Disney.
Antipodian Squid with 10 bits. Because being drunk against unpredictable animals is a great idea. Hey, you got to go to that food and like beer showcase or whatever. I don't remember what they call it. Basically, Epcot. Oh, Epcot. You can drink at Epcot, too. Did I say Animal Kingdom? I meant Epcot. You can drink at Epcot. Because they have the, like, they have the futurist stuff at Epcot, but they also have, like, this area is the France area, and it's like a little mini France. And this area is the Germany. And they have food and drinks from all around the world. Antipodian Squid. Oh, no, read that one. Shady Shroomy with 25 bits. In the Pandora Land, they sell alcoholic drinks. Okay. I haven't been there since they made that, so.
Disneyland was actually built not just as a
Tucker White 24. I'd love to be rich so that I could get a private day at Disney World while the plebs are kept out and get nothing. Yeah.
theme park, but as a part of the MK Ultra program. and they use it. See, when they close the park, they use it for pedophile parties and for MK Ultra programming.
None of this is true, obviously.
And see, the programming has lots of Disney themes in it. So, you know, Snow White and Tinkerbell and, you know, Alice in Wonderland and, you know, Wizard of Oz and all this sort of stuff. They're all used. These are the themes they use on children. And so when they play the movies, like Fantasia, you know, is a classic programming film, which, you know, kids like me hate. Brings back terrible memories of.
Honestly, I feel like if you tried to program a kid with Fantasia, they'd just get bored. I get it. Fantasia's a great movie, and as an adult, I appreciate it. As a kid, I friggin' hated Fantasia. I thought it was so boring.
Growing up, etc. But all those programs, that's what they are. They're programs. So they only have to play those movies to us, or we only see something that reminds us in those movies. So we just have to see the outfit that Alice in Wonderland wore or whatever, and what it does is it reinforces the programming, and it reinforces those neural connections that they've created.
No, none of this is true. She's either lying or, like, had false memories implanted at some point. And I don't mean implanted, like someone did it intentionally, but, like, false memories can happen. But I'm on the side if I think she's just trying to make money with a scam.
Artificially, and keeps everything else.
Which is messed up, by the way. Can I point that out? Like, to lie and say that you've been not only abused, but, like, there's this big conspiracy about, like, abusing children. That's messed up. That's one of the most messed up things you can lie about, legitimately. Like, how dare you delegitimize actual cases of child abuse? It's so messed up.
Keeps the programming active. So it's like reinforces the trauma, reminds you of the trauma. It triggers you. That's what it's like. If we see these reminders of being absolutely brutally tortured, then it sets us off.
There's nothing funny
and it has the design.
Cotton Candy 903 with Bit. If this stuff were real, Disney wouldn't ever let her be public about this. Yeah, she would have been dead a long time ago. Like, I'm not saying Disney has had people killed, but what I am saying is if Disney were so evil that they were, like, kidnapping and programming children with Disney movies, they would not be above hiring a hitman, and Disney would have the... Disney as a corporation, if they wanted to get someone killed, they would. I don't think they have, but they absolutely could. Like, it wouldn't be difficult.
Side effect on our brain. So there, while I was there, I mean, I just remember Ted Turner raping me there. Yeah, and there were other men there. I was very drugged, though, at different times. They drugged me, and they put me in that horrible teacup ride and spun me, and then, you know...
Okay, I don't mean to be this person, but, like, as someone who has gone through sexual abuse as a kid, that's not what I sound like when I talk about it, okay? And they're not taking you and putting you in, like, a teacup ride. That's not... No. Come on. This is the dumbest lie. Knock it off.
Put me through that It's a Small World after all, you know, ride. That was horrible. And I was drugged and just vomiting, and they used hypnosis. Yeah, that's what I remember, and then, I don't know, I don't remember the trip home.
Like the caterpillar becoming the monarch butterfly, victims are told they can become a celebrity. This is sometimes true. The CIA uses MK Ultra victims in the entertainment industry as models, actors, and singers.
Yeah, Hollywood to me is really just has always been sort of a branch of the CIA, sort of the entertainment branch of the CIA. I think it's just...
Wait, I'm confused. Is Hollywood a branch of the CIA, or are they liberal Satanists? Because those things don't mesh, right? Because the CIA is very right-wing. So how is Hollywood a branch of the CIA, but also a left-wing, like, Satanist pit. That doesn't make any sense.
I think it's just been filled with...
Tucker White 24 with a bit. Let's be honest. You have to be Jeff Bezos rich to learn about the child slaves who maintain the upkeep of the park and learn how Disney was involved in the assassination of JFK. This is entirely sarcastic. Yeah, I got the sarcasm.
with, and you know, just laced with intelligence operations from day one, and mind control really kind of runs rampant in Hollywood among the, you know, musicians and the acting community. I think it's just everywhere.
Craziness. Let me see if I can figure out a way to just report the whole channel. Is there a way to do that? About. Report user. Report user. Doo-doon-doo-doon. Doo-doon-doo-doon. Let's say harmful or dangerous content. That sounds right.
There's nothing funny about
Let's
the
say
tools of
spam and
capitalism.
scams. You get it. Hold on, I'll give you guys a link to do this in a sec, too. Here's a link. If you go onto this page and see this little flag, report the user. And let's get this channel deleted, because fuck this QAnon bullshit. I am so tired of it. Cleanse from OCP. Okay, we can do a cleanse. Hold on. Daddy Sume with a bit. It's pretty true about Disney, though. They have immense sway in the police in their county as they pretty much entirely pay for it with their taxes. Disney also has a town they founded and control completely. Oh, keep missing. With their employees for some reason. I can't remember right now. Yeah, I've heard of that. Interestingly, like, Disney's so used to the cops doing whatever they want. When they opened Disneyland, I want to say the first one they made in China... Or it might have been Japan. I don't remember. Either way, it was one of the... It could have even been the Euro Disneyland. Either way, it was one of the Disneylands that's not in America. And there was some incident at the park. And this was it was right after it opened. And the cops had to be called. And the cops were stopped at the gate. And, like, Disney was like, if you want to come in here, you got to take your patches and stuff off. Like, we don't want people seeing cops inside Disneyland. And the cops were like... What are you talking about? Because Disney's so used to being able to tell the cops what they want, you know? And the Orlando cops are gonna, you know, of course they're gonna, you know, bend over backwards for Disney, but these other cops are like, no! We're the police! Let us into the park, you idiots! It was like a scandal at the time. It was interesting. I can't really... Does this play the song? Because I can't play it then. I can't play this. Don't give me videos with music that's copyrighted. I cannot play them. Eric Trump said something stupid. Google is once again trying to manipulate Americans. Type mob or mobs into Google and watch what comes up. Do the same thing in any other search engine. Dang anime. You have to have them dress up like medieval knights or the palace guards from Aladdin. How to hack the color of Star Wars Galaxy Edge lightsabers. When you go to Star Wars parks at Disneyland or Disney World, there's a place where you can craft your own lightsaber for the not low at all price of $200. You get to build the hilt and choose your kyber crystal, which Star Wars geeks know determines the color of your blade. Officially, you're only allowed to pick the 4 colors seen in the movies: blue, green, purple, and red. Unofficially, you can actually make it any color you want. Gene Chorba, a developer at Riot Games, tweeted Friday that those kyber crystals actually house a radio frequency identification chip, or RFID tag, that determines the color of the blade. With the right technology, you can actually rewrite the RFID and get a different color. That's pretty cool. Honestly, at the next time I go to Disney, I'm hoping I'm in a place where I have like a decent amount of money that I can go and spend on things and have fun. I would definitely do the Star Wars lightsaber thing because that's rad. That's super rad. I wish it wasn't so expensive, but yeah, I'd spend the money for that.
The lightsaber, an elegant, the mystical laser sword, a kyber crystal, and his weapon are so emotionally attached. The construction of a lightsaber is a crucial step on the journey to becoming deadly than helpful. Ren's crossguard, and a process known as a film history.
Disney,
There's nothing funny about the
Star
tools of
Wars Land lightsabers. Cascadia 93 with 100 bits. These guys, much like Alex Jones in the Bay of Pigs, often are right to identify issues in things like the wealthy controlling governments or how manipulative major industries, including entertainment, are. But then they go, because mind control devil worship, and we all sigh. Yeah, they really need to chill out a little bit and like look at it more realistically. MMO addicted with 10 bits. I usually hate my appearance, tall, broad, in general big, but today it came in handy. My mom is after surgery, so I go with her everywhere to carry heavy shit for her. And at some retail place, an old man was screaming his head off about masks being manipulation. At some poor retail worker, my mom tried to interfere, and he rounded up on her, and I was sure he was going to punch her. But then I came out of the aisle and stood over him. He put his mask and kept glaring at me. What an a-hole. Let me see what I kind of wanted to see what the Disney Star Wars lightsabers look like. Obviously, it's going to depend because you customize them, but, like, seems fun. I don't know. Ooh, it comes in, like, a little case you can get, too. Ooh. I know, I'm a consumerist pig. Sue me. But I sure do like plastic crap that I can put on my shelf. If it's Disney, it's going to be overpriced. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I get it. Let's see. We got Hans, the Fullerton, Nathan Thompson. Let's do Nathan Thompson. Nathan Thompson, Flat Earth Activism, Pastor Joel Olstein, Lakewood Church. I'm guessing he went to Joel Olstein's church and he's trying to do Flat Earth proselytizing. MMO addicted with 50 bits. I mean, when I go to the States, I'm going there for sure. Yeah, I mean, Disney's fun. It's overpriced, but it's fun. The food's good. Like, it's definitely a good time. You're getting what you pay for. It's expensive, but it is a really fun time, especially if you don't have kids. No offense. If you have kids, I'm sure you can have a great time at Disneyland. But, like, come 5 o'clock, your kids are going to be crying, and their feet are going to hurt because of all the walking you do, and it's hot in Florida. And it's just sensory overload with all the sights and smells and sounds and people everywhere. But, like, if you go without kids, it's a lot of fun. Cascadia 93. It's like making your own wands at Harry Potter Park in Universal. Feed the nerd dream. Yeah, same thing. Honestly, that'd be fun. Someday I really want Baja and I to go to like Florida and do the theme park stuff. I think it'd be a ton of fun. I'd probably get the light. I guess I don't know. Baja, if you're watching, if you had the choice between like spend $200 to make a lightsaber or $200 to make a wand, which one would you spend money on? I'm curious. Because I'd go lightsaber. I like Harry Potter, but I don't like it enough to do the wand thing. So this is Nathan Thompson, Flat Earth Activism at Pastor Joel Osteen's church.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I want to make an announcement.
Oh no. When you're on public transport and there's like a crazy person or whatever, not good. Not good, bud. Oh, you can't make a wand? You have to pick from what they've got unless it's really new? Okay. Okay. I know I've seen the show they do it, like Universal or whatever, where they're like, you flick it around and different stuff happens. It looks fun, but probably lightsaber, really like the wands that are specific to the characters. Don't think I'd want to make my own. Okay, fair enough.
Has anyone heard the Earth is flat? Well, I just got kicked out of Starbucks for asking NASA employee questions.
I've seen that video, Nathan. You got kicked out of Starbucks for harassing another customer who happened to be a NASA employee.
Because he's lying. You ever hear about the flat Earth?
What do I think of the droid building shop in the new Star Wars land? Also cool. I'd definitely go for the lightsaber, though.
Anything to hide.
You can buy a life-size R2-D2 at the Star Wars land for $20,000. So if you're like a rich person, you can check that out.
The lady's sitting there talking?
Yeah,
oh, now you're f***ing...
How do you know it's boundless in every direction? Because that's what science proves, and I...
Well, let me take this opportunity to say, that's silly. That is so silly.
Did you know what's in the Bible? That the Earth's flat?
You need to turn that off.
You can't touch me. That's Joel Osteen, like right over there. That's his head right there. Joel Osteen.
Honestly, when Nathan goes and he's like here at Joel Osteen's Prosperity Gospel BS church, this is a situation where I'm rooting for Nathan. Because honestly, if you go to Joel Osteen's church and you promote his scam, you deserve to have a flat earther come in and harass you.
I'm here with Kayla.
It's a Godzilla situation, right? Let them fight. Did I see that 250,000 cases of COVID have been linked to Sturgis? No, I don't even know what Sturgis is. Daddy Sume. Hannah, can we have a Karen as a cleanse? I would love to see a Karen getting owned as a cleanse. No. No Karens today.
Kayla Taylor and Ashlyn.
Karen isn't even a cleanse.
And we're gonna do some sharing. Bro, I love your jacket, your sweater. It's super cool. I got one question. Are any of your friends flat earthers? Any of your friends flat earthers? God's word, over 200 verses talk about a station in the universe with a dome, a firmament.
Karen getting owned as a cleanse. Disagree.
There's 2 lights. So number 8 on here. Or number 7, moonlight is cold. So God made 2 separate.
Oh, the Sturgis biker rally in South Dakota. Yeah, that makes sense.
So I just want to share this with you. Check it out, bro. Look into it. Alright. You'll be interested.
Yeah, we can do that after this one.
That's pretty good. He was receptive. Should I leave one on the Christmas tree? Here. You just flat smacked the Lakewood Christmas tree.
I did.
That was fresh. Oh my god. We're at the bookstore right now. This place is crazy.
Tinker Taylor 84, thanks for your 4-month or your 2-month streak. This is a church or a mini mall? This is Joel Osteen's church, where he tells people, like, send me money and God will give it back to you tenfold. It's a scam. Scam church. And yes, I await your comments where you're like, every church is a scam. Okay, not necessarily. Like, I can think churches are untrue and also recognize that there are small community churches that genuinely believe what they're saying. Joel Osteen is a straight-up scam artist. He's fleecing little old ladies on fixed incomes. I've never understood the concept of a fixed income. The vast majority of people are on fixed incomes. It doesn't just apply to, like, getting benefits from the government.
I think eventually...
The Bible doesn't say the earth is flat. Yes, it does. It talks about the firmament in Genesis. The firmament is a flat earth thing.
He is going to get rid of...
You can see it. Hold on.
Nothing funny about the tools of
Biblical cosmology. In Genesis, they talk about the firmament and the waters above and the waters below, and that's this. It's the idea that there's a flat earth, there is a vault or a dome above the earth, and then above that there is water, right? This is the water above the vault, and that's why the sky is blue. And when the Noah's flood happened, this broke and caused water to fall down in the form of rain, and also there was water under the earth that broke. Above that's heaven. You get it. This is mentioned in Genesis, and also there are other times in the Bible, like when Jesus is tempted by Satan, he brings him up on a high hill and shows him all the kingdoms of the world, which the world would have to be flat for that to work. Like, there's multiple things in the Bible that point to the earth being flat. Does this guy not understand the concept of cut what's not important? Apparently not.
of the globe behind him.
The goal is not to get kicked out. So we're trying to be incognito and fly under the radar.
Bobbin for Giblets says, I smacked my head really hard on the firmament. Now I'm a flat earther.
Hey, my man, I love your shirt. I want to give you this flyer. You ever met a flat earther? Well, check it out.
Second Community America Mutual Church.
Stationary, on pillars, has a firmament over it or a dome
I get it. Scam!
Not at all. No, I just wanted to give it to you. There's a lot of resources here on YouTube. A lot of people are figuring out that the government's lying about space and stuff.
Why did he film this in an area where you can barely hear what he's saying? You had a teacher in 3rd grade who tried to tell me men still had one less rib than women because of Adam and Eve. My mom was pissed. That happened at my school, too. That happened at my school. I went to a Baptist fundamentalist school in elementary, and yeah, they said that too, even though it's not true. That must be like a Christian old wives' tale or something. Which is weird, because you can, like, feel a lot of your ribs, but I guess you can't feel, like, all of them. So I guess that's, I don't know. That's some kind of, like, Christian urban legend that, like, got passed around or something. Tucker White 24. How do these idiots dance around with the fact that tons of people have literally circumnavigated the Earth? We can see the Earth from space and measure the circumference of the Earth. They believe people who've circumnavigated the Earth are either lying or don't understand what they've actually done. They literally think they've gone in a circle on, like, a disc. In terms of seeing the Earth from space, they think all photos from space are a lie or photoshopped. Measure the circumference of the Earth, they think it's made up. Like, seriously, these people are nuts. They just, anything that flies in the face of the Earth being flat, they're like, no, it's a lie, you're being lied to. It's a worldview entirely predicated upon everyone lying to you all the time.
Look, they're reading it. They're reading it.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Antipodian Squid with 50 bits. I hate how he treats it like he converts literally every single person he hands a flyer into thinking the earth is flat. No, dickhead, they don't. They think you're... Excuse me. They think you're an idiot and take it to be polite. Yeah. He's delusional. In more than one way. Get hiccups.
Are you a Christian or are you just working here?
I am a Christian.
You are? Okay, so there's over 200 verses.
I'd imagine most people working at Joel Osteen's church are Christian.
In the Bible talk about how we live on a stationary earth with a dome, but they teach kids in school we live on a spinning ball, blasting through space, with no dome, right? So I've been researching for the last 3 years. Is what they're telling us actually true? Scientifically, I don't think you can prove we live on a spinning ball, which is really cool because it goes right with what our Bible says. I wanted to give you this. 10 proofs in there, irrefutable proofs that you don't live on a spinning ball. And you can research them yourself. There's no like test or anything. That's how we all met, is we're all flat earthers. This is Ashlyn.
Nice to
This is
meet you.
Kayla. I'm Nathan.
And I'm Star.
Nice to meet you, Star.
Nice to meet you guys.
Pleasure.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
On my YouTube channel, I've got a video of some on the back here. Let me show you. I've got videos of stars with a P1000 camera. It will blow your mind.
Really?
What I've been capturing. All right, cool. Yeah, no, I'm not kidding.
I'm gonna check it out.
Check it out on YouTube when you get some free time.
Okay.
So nice to meet you.
You too. Thank you.
Star,
guys.
we'll see you around, okay?
All right.
Take care. See, that's how you flat smack the security, and then they see you handing out flyers and like, oh, that guy's just talking about flat Earth, but he's harmless, you know? We got any Bible believers over here? Any
What's their
Bible
excuse
believers?
for far north and south areas
I'm
getting
asking
months
people
without
questions
light?
about the
I don't
Bible
know.
that
I'd
they
have to look
believe,
into
'cause
it.
I'm
I'm
a
not sure.
believer in the
I'm sure
Bible
they have
too.
some BS
Awesome.
explanation.
Cool. So you don't just work here. You do attend church?
No, I don't attend this church. I have my own church.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So in the Bible, there's over 250 verses that talk about how Earth's on pillars, right? And it's stationary, right?
Right.
Well, I find that really interesting because in school, all they do is teach us that we live on a spinning ball. But if God says it's stationary and man says it's spinning, who do you
Tucker
think
White
is telling the
24. If the Earth is flat, where's the edge? If the Earth is flat, there has to be an edge where it all stops. There's never an explanation for that. They believe that the Earth is surrounded by an ice wall, like Game of Thrones. They think that there's a big wall that blocks off the edge. They think that's what Antarctica is. I'm not kidding. And the only reason they believe this is because, hold on, what is it? UN map logo. The UN uses this map. What the heck is it called? I forget. Azimuthal. There we go. Azimuthal equidistant. So the UN flag uses this azimuthal equidistant projection, and on an azimuthal equidistant projection, Antarctica gets like turned into this giant circle on the edge. Of course, this is just a projection that's used for specific purposes. It's not meant to be representative of the real world, but flat earthers believe, because this is most similar to the UN flag, that this is the truth, and that Antarctica is actually a giant ice wall that surrounds the Earth. Yeah. They're stupid.
You don't live on a spinning ball. There's no proof of it. It's just what they teach in schools when we're 6, 7 years old. And then we live here right next to NASA.
Right.
So they perpetrate that lie to the adults.
Right.
But that doesn't make it true.
Right.
Just so that's so awesome that you have open mind, bro. Thank you for.
Hey, I have scriptures on my name tag.
Whoever dwell in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. Amen.
My verse.
I got the door to click in correctly on my Hartnell model.
And what is that one?
Even when you go through waters, you will not be overtaken.
I gotta paint this thing though.
Do not fear.
Do not fear. Yeah.
I really like Psalm 2. Why do the nations rage and plot a vain thing? Like the globe. The kings of the earth take arms against the Lord and his anointed, saying, let us break their chains and cast them asunder. So the kings of the rulers of the earth don't like Yahweh or Jesus or whatever we believe. They don't like it. So they say, let us break those chains. Let us get rid of them. And you know what God does? He laughs. Because he has higher plans than all the people. So, thank you. Thanks for chatting with us.
Higher than
Here,
ours.
let me give you a flyer too, brother.
Yes.
God bless you guys.
Peace and grace to you guys.
Yeah, God,
Yes.
one love.
Take care, guys.
One love.
There's nothing funny
We're
about
flat smacking all the security guards first, and then we don't get kicked out. What's up, Matt Winston? Good to see you in here,
That's
bro.
the opposite of what's going to happen. They're going to be like, oh, there's this weirdo. We need to get rid of him. Cotton Candy 903. He does have one point. The fact that NASA says it doesn't make it true. The fact that it's true makes it
I was
true.
just in
Yeah.
Indiana like a month ago, bro. Let me give you this. Let me give you this right here. So over 200 verses in God's Word talks about how we live on a stationary
Yeah, I don't like people who call everyone
pillars
brother and
with a
stuff like that either. It comes off as
Wait, are you
disingenuous.
a
If
flat
everyone's your
earther?
brother,
Oh, man.
no one
I can't
is.
take that. The earth is round. Well, check it out. I believe it's round also, but it's round.
Hey, big guy.
And it's flat.
Big guy.
Like a pizza.
Like a pizza.
I'm an undercover cop, and you're.
We're in public.
You're recording me.
Yeah.
Don't do
I'm just
that.
talking about the Bible.
It's
God's
okay,
Word.
but I'm an undercover
Yeah, that's right.
cop. Do not record me,
We're in
sir.
a parking lot.
Please don't do that.
I'm not recording you anymore. I was talking to the young man here about how
That's
you live
my
on a flat
son.
stationary earth.
That's my son.
Okay, so I'm gonna record me, but why do you think it's round? Yeah, but have you proven it yourself? You gotta prove it for yourself.
Tucker
Just
White
'cause they teach
24.
it in
It's
school
amazing
don't
that
make
people
it
like him
fact.
never consider the possibility that a book written thousands of
We're
years
going
ago by men who didn't know
Undercover
where
cop,
the
didn't
sun
wanna
went
be
at
filmed.
night might be wrong. That's a
Sir,
general
you want to talk about God's
fundamentalist
Word?
problem,
Go ahead,
though.
put your hands behind your back.
Like I've said before,
Bro,
if
this
you're
is a
religious,
church?
I don't really care.
You thought you were
Like,
gonna talk
that's
about
fine,
God's
that's
Word
your
here?
business. But like,
You're up here?
pretty much every religion has stuff in it that's demonstrably wrong because
All right, guys,
human beings
well,
are
we love
fallible,
you.
right?
There's nobody here at Flat Smack, so add your friends to the group. No cursing, no insults. We'll see you later. Peace.
Oh, Nathan, please stop. It's enough of him for the day. Let's do this cleanse, and then we'll move on to something else.
So in short, what I do is I advise, consult, and coach men, young and old, on how to approach females on the internet. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, DMs, comments. What you need to do is you need to hit the bell icon on her Twitter so that you can be the first guy in the replies. How else do you think you're gonna get laid? Of course it works. I'll be in your ear the entire time. Look, I'm gonna take you from an incel to a pimp cell, all right? Just do what I say. And she didn't reply? Okay, call her a whore. She liked your message? She double tapped? It's an AlphaGo. Initiate dick pic sequence. I told you this would be worth it. She blocked you? It's $29 per DM that I write up for you. And if she double tap likes the message, then you can tip me, but I'm not gonna charge extra. If you send her the picture of the penis, comment under one of her pictures and say, I sent you a picture of my penis, please reply. How else would she know? I know how to coach a man to basically go from being an incel to a win-cell, an incel who's winning. Hashtag winning.
Yeah, it's
For
satire.
instance, if a girl likes your comment, that's what we call an in. If a girl likes your message,
guy
that's
does
what we
a lot of,
call
like,
a win.
red pill or
Well, now it's
incel
time to slide in the
parody stuff. It's pretty
DMs.
funny.
She liked your
It's pretty
comment.
spot on.
It's basically just, it's free clearance for whatever you want to send her. She's basically consented. You sent her a dick pic and she left you unseen? Well, what more could you ask for? I got you to that point. She's seen your penis now. That's worth at least $29 monthly subscription, so you're welcome. If a girl leaves you on scene, we don't call that a loss. That's an opportunity. That means she's seeing you. And she's toying with you, actually. That's called a shit test. That doesn't mean that she's not interested. It means she's waiting for you to reveal what you have next. And that's where I come in. No, you don't get your money back if she blocks you. Plus, I'm not liable for anything that these guys do. I mean, you should see some of the replies they send. It's actually unbelievable what some of these guys... Hold on. Oh, she liked the message? Okay. Initiate dick pic sequence. AlphaGo. Yes, it's an AlphaGo. But yeah, some of the stuff these guys send to these girls, they're just oblivious. So it's no wonder some of them get blocked. It's not my fault. Women like confidence and aggressiveness, even if they don't know it.
20 bits when
Tell
satire
her
and
you
reality become
violently
indistinguishable.
eviscerate
No
every last
society is
wet little atom of her
collapsing.
tight, juicy... Your account got deleted? Okay, that's not my fault. No, you can't have your money back. Well, maybe your dick pics were bad. I know how to take the perfect dick pic. I'll tell you if your dick pics are good or not. Look, it's not gay. I'm just gonna tell you if they're good pics. I also have a set of penis pictures that you can send in replacement of your own if you're too afraid. Look, the problem with girls and dick pics is that most dick pics are too aggressive and overwhelming. I have a connection to a source that has the most innocent and non-threatening penis pictures that you can send in place of yours. No, it's not mine. Why would you think that? Did you think that right away? That they would be mine? Oh, she tweeted. Okay, hold on. What should I say? What should I say before these fucking guys get in her replies? What should I say? 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 Oh, I know. I want to fuck you. They like forwardness. I'm confident. It's confidence. That's what they like. No, I don't condone anybody to send any abusive messages. It's mostly romance. I'm guiding gentlemen on how to be romantic with these women. So one of the things I'll teach them to do is to write basically poeticisms about the woman's body. And you told her that she's the most beautiful girl in the world and that you want to suck her milkers?
Innocent,
and she still didn't reply?
Penis. I've never seen a
About
penis that
just
can be
their smile and
described as
everything.
that.
But if that doesn't work, we do have to go to plan B.
Funny.
Which isn't as pretty. Call her a bitch. Say she's ugly. Say that she looks like a donkey. Did it work? No? Didn't work? Okay, tell her daddy's angry. Trust me, it'll make her subconsciously think of you as her father figure, and it'll totally trigger her ovulation cycle. I know how it works, it's biological. They like intellect. I'm gonna teach you how to be intellectual. If a girl posts something tragic or sad, like her friend is missing or someone she knows passed away or something, you gotta get in at that opportune moment because she's vulnerable, she's weak. Well, not all women appreciate it because not all women are straight. So obviously, if they're not into you, there must be a lesbian. Duh. Hold on. Sorry, I'm on call with somebody right now. They're part of the alpha package, so I have to respond. Hey, yeah, she did. Okay, we'll call her a vapid slut and that you hope she gets assaulted. You're not getting your money back. Sorry, they were scammer.
Does it work for you?
Well, as we say in my company, swag is for boys. Class is for men. And because I have class, I don't kiss and tell.
Has your system ever worked for
I said I don't kiss and... We agreed to a specific set of questions. You are not to ask me such questions. Such questions will be ignored and will not be answered.
Funny. He's a funny guy. Okay. What else we got? Still no bingo from anyone. I'm a little surprised. Okay. We already reported Fall of the Cabal. If you didn't yet, report Fall of the Cabal for being a QAnon channel that's ban evading, because they've gotten banned before. But this one popped up in the last week, so definitely report them. For sure. Link in the chat. Let's see. Edge of Wonder, Fullerton Informer, Hans. Oh, good old Hans. Hans. Cold Stare has one. Oh, this is from the motorcycle rally.
Motorcycles and Trump, baby. Hell yeah.
Oh no, the guy, that funny guy went here. I hope he didn't catch COVID. We'll save that for maybe like an ending cleanse. Hans Wormhat. What has Hans Wormhat been up to? Ain't nobody got time for 3 meals a day. Oh man, he's really been going on about the, he thinking time changing has happened stuff.
In this video, I'm going to show you how time used to flow in the 90s, what a second used to be like in the 90s. I learned how to do this in the early 90s, so somebody left a great comment on Reddit saying that this thing, it's muscle memory. I think that there's a few people out there that don't quite understand this 1/1000 thing. They're like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I count along with the stopwatch and it works fine. it's not about whether you physically can count along with a stopwatch. This is something that we were taught when we were young, how to correctly count for time and to count good time. And some people did 1/1000. I'm a 1/1000 counter. That's how I learned how to count and to keep it accurate to time. And some people did 1 Mississippi. What's actually kind of funny is you can't even do 1 Mississippi anymore. Mississippi has just 2. There's even comments you'll see later.
You can.
But
Hold on. Let's get a
I'm
stopwatch and
1/1000.
see how fast we have to talk to do a Mississippi. Stopwatch. For those of you who are unfamiliar, Hans Wormhat is someone we cover all the time who believes a bunch of ridiculous conspiracy theories. This one is about he believes that time is moving faster than it did in the past.
There's nothing
1
funny
Mississippi,
about the
2
tool of
Mississippi,
capitalism.
3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi, 11 Mississippi, 12 Mississippi. Hans, stop talking out of your butt.
Counter. What I want to say right now is that
What
the
did
biggest
Hans
thing
say
that I
when you
remember as a
replied,
child
commented?
about
Oh, I
counting
don't
with
know.
This 1/1000 method is that I would
I think
constantly have
he
to slow
shadow
myself
banned me
down.
from commenting.
And nobody would ever have that issue nowadays doing that. Okay, so let me just get to it. There was a way that we were taught to count seconds, and you either said 1/1000, 2/1000, or you said 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. And
Right, because as a child, you're hyped up on sugar. And I know that's a myth. Sugar doesn't actually make you super, super hyper. But kids are hyper. So if you tell kids how to count, they're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you say, no. Put a Mississippi or something in it. So you go 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. And that more or less equals out to roughly, what a second is. As an adult, you're going to speak slower. You're going to already kind of know how long a second is. So if you try and do 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, it's going to be longer than a second because you speak like an adult, right?
I mean, that's basically it. It was a way for you to keep track of time, and you got used to it. You had to practice it, and you had to sit there and watch a clock.
When did you have to practice this? This was not something that was part of my school curriculum. What are you talking about?
Or watch a stopwatch and practice your seconds. And I'm telling you that not just me, almost everybody had to slow themselves down. And let me just show you what I remember. I'll just count to 10 for you, and I have a video at the end with the stopwatch. Right here I don't have a stopwatch, but let me show you what it was like in the 90s. 10 seconds. 1 1,000, 2...
Hans, you're doing it way too slowly. What is wrong with you?
1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000.
Kids don't count that slow, Hans.
6 1,000, 7 1,000, 8 1,000, 9 1,000, 10. That's 10 seconds. And the counting was all about getting that rhythm. You had to set a tempo, and you most certainly were not saying 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4.
You were a child. Yes, you were.
It wasn't like that. You had to slow yourself down and speak like that, like I just did.
Relative to a child, not an adult.
That was how I remember doing it. And there's a lot of other people that remember doing it too. Here you go. Let's just flip through these, and then I'll show you at the end I did it with a stopwatch for today. It doesn't work anymore. I remember as a kid, my family had a big ticking clock in the living room, and they remember staring. There's going to be people, the only people that this is going to work for with the, oh, I remember, is going to be people that remember practicing this, and they have that muscle memory. So you'll get people coming out of the woodworks, oh, it works fine for me. Counting 1 1,000 works fine for me. Yeah, because you're sitting there looking at the stopwatch and you're matching it.
Yes. But I also recognize that as an adult, I'm going to count at a different tempo than I was when I was like 4 or 5 or whatever age you're imagining, right? Like, people's perception of time does change a little bit as you get older. Like, it makes sense that you're not going to count and have the same internal tempo that you did as a child, Hans. What we're illustrating to you is that you are subjectively counting too slowly. That's the issue.
It's not about matching today's time.
I don't know. Can I find a video of a kid counting the seconds?
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Thank you to Cats Are Neat. 10 bits. New conspiracy. In the past, geography was different. My grandpa said he walked to school uphill both ways. Must be the Illuminati. Daddy Sume says it also has to do with how our perception of time has changed as we age. Time seems to go faster because... keep scrolling. Because you have experienced more of it, and as you experience more time, you experience a smaller percentage of what you have experienced. Yeah, I've heard all sorts of hypotheses on why, you know, time feels different as you get older. That's one of them. Obo-Wan with 100 bits. For Americans, a perfect measure of keeping track of seconds is humming Stars and Stripes Forever. Since most Americans hear that march regularly throughout their lives, you can have the internal tempo set at 120 beats per minute or a measure per second.
There's nothing funny about the tools
The
of
Ender 2,
capitalism.
10 bits. When I was younger, I could reach the top shelf of a refrigerator. Refrigerators are getting taller. Wake up, sheeple. Let me see. Mississippi seconds. Counting.
Mississippi 7, Mississippi 8, Mississippi 9, Mississippi 10, Mississippi 11, Mississippi 12.
Why is he doing it like that? Okay. Doon.
Mississippi 2, Mississippi 3, Mississippi 4, Mississippi 5, Mississippi...
See, and this person has the opposite problem of Hans. They're going too fast. Human beings aren't clocks, Hans. It's going to be subjective, not only from person to person, but from the same person at different ages. No one can count seconds completely accurately, whether you're using one Mississippi or you're just trying to go 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. People are not clocks. I can't believe I have to say this. And if you counting Mississippi isn't matching clocks, it's because you are wrong, not the clock.
It's about remembering what it used to be and doing that and then comparing it to today's time. So, yes, time must have sped up because I don't remember it being so quick.
This is like the Mandela effect, but for even bigger idiots.
A lot of people can tell this one. I just left this comment in here because, you know me, I like interesting ideas. I think people should be able to share interesting ideas. Maybe time being faster has to do with things shrinking. I just said in a recent video that I feel like I can see the firmament these days sometimes, so that maybe the firmament's closer. I have no idea. I just love...
That's delusion, Hans. You're seeing things. That's not good.
Fun ideas like this. Maybe things are shrinking, coming together. I don't know. I thought that was cool. I can't recall looking at a clock to count Mississippi, but I just tried it and I couldn't keep up without getting breathless. Yeah.
Are you a smoker?
Even if you don't remember
it's not
doing
that
the
hard.
one
I did it earlier.
I never counted that way, but if you just try to do it that way, it's not even physically possible anymore. Because
I literally did it earlier, and we just looked at someone who does it faster than the clock.
Because it's physically possible to say that word really, really fast.
What a weird thing to lie about when other people can literally do it in front of you. Like, that's the dumbest lie to tell. Stopwatch. Look at, let's do it as I'll do it faster than the clock. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi, 11 Mississippi, 12 Mississippi, 13 Mississippi, 14 Mississippi, 15 Mississippi. You see what I'm saying? You can say Mississippi very fast. Mississippi, 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 Mississippi. It's hard to do back to back to back because it's a tongue twister. But you can do it! 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. I'm going slower, but you get the point. You can say it. 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi. I keep doing that. Why do I keep skipping 6 accidentally? But you get the point. You can absolutely say it that fast, Hans. It's not that hard.
So that's all they're doing. They're just saying it fast. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. It matches time still. You don't get it. It's about remembering how it used to be.
Hans! You do not remember exactly how long you said it as a child. You just don't. No one's memory is so clear and so perfect that they can remember counting as a child and how long it took them to say Mississippi. That's not how memory works.
Glad to stumble across this post. I've been thinking time felt screwy fast too. They're stuck in outer space land. Not a good place to be. And here is just...
The Ender 92 with 10 bits. Hannah is a sexual. Oh, asexual. Okay, that's a good pun.
Somebody clearly not getting it. Say it faster or slower.
Hans, what you're not understanding is that we're saying you are wrong. The reason that it seems to be going a different pace is because you are currently doing it wrong. The thing you're having a problem with is you're like, this is exactly how fast I said it as a kid. No, it's not, Hans. It's not.
That's not the point. So I like this comment. I'll read it.
That's right, capitalistic
You're saying it slower than you said it as a child, Hans. That's what's causing the discrepancy.
You don't understand. It's not a matter of saying it faster or slower. To those of us who were taught to
Stack
count this way,
Beetle,
there was a
thanks for
definite rhythm
following.
and speed to it. One that a lot of us have been using for decades. It's a kind of muscle memory, like learning to play piano with a metronome.
No, it's not though, because it's literally just the subjectivity of how fast you say a number and then the word Mississippi. You do not have a perfect internal clock in your head. You just don't. Humans don't have that. We're able to keep rough time, and we can make estimations, but it's not a perfect device that's, like, tied to some mechanism. It's just in our sweet, sweet thought meats. It's very subjective, and we're prone to making mistakes. Hans, you are counting slower than you counted as a child. There's nothing in your brain that makes you know exactly how long to say Mississippi. I don't know where you're getting this preconception from, but you're wrong.
You can eventually play piano with the same rhythm and speed without one. The rhythm and speed I've been using to count for 3/4 of my life to say 1 1000, 2 1000 no longer matches up to the way, speed, and rhythm that I've used since I was 7. Okay. I don't know exactly what they're getting at the end. Just say it's not like it used to be. They made that a little complicated at the end there. 12
What was complicated? Let's see what it says. It's kind of muscle memory, like learning to play a piano with a metronome. You can eventually play the piano with the same rhythm and speed even without one. The rhythm and speed I have been using to count for 3/4 of my life to say 1 1000, 2 1000 no longer matches up to the way no longer matches up to the way, speed, and rhythm that I've used since I was 7. What do you mean it gets complicated at the end, Hans? He's just agreeing with you. I mean, it doesn't shock me that Hans has bad reading comprehension. That actually explains a lot. But, like, Jesus, man.
Say it's not like it used to be. They made that a little complicated at the end there. 12 new seconds for every 10 old seconds. I get even much more extreme than this. I think these people are counting too fast still. I think they're looking at the stopwatch and counting along with
Hans, you are counting too slow.
With it, but
your brain meats are not as accurate as a clock. How hard is that to understand?
Kind of remembering what it's like. You gotta really remember what it used to be like and count.
The thing is, too, Hans, like, this is what I don't get about this stupid time conspiracy theory. If time was moving faster or slower, because time is relative, we know that, right? It's relative based on, like, if you have really high gravity or whatever, or if you're moving really, really fast, like close to the speed of light, your subjective view of time does change. But the thing about time is, Hans, is that we are intrinsically in it, right? If time was speeding up, so would we, and we wouldn't notice because we're in it. How hard is that to understand? Like, there's nothing separate between humans and time. So if time were somehow speeding up compared to what? I don't know. I don't even think you've thought it through this part. But if time was speeding up, we would speed up with it! You idiot!
Count like that, and remember how much we had to slow ourselves down. At least me, personally. This was a great comment. They taught us this in elementary school and showed us how to say 1, 1,000, and 2. Oh, some people have slightly different versions. Whatever. It became a trope on the playground. We all had to count when we were playing hide and seek using real counting. You know, because little kids go count to 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so they had a system. No, you got to really count. We looked at a clock while we counted when we were taught, so we could all be in unison. And yeah, the people that are going to have the strongest memory of this, remember how it used to be, are going to be people that practice this a lot.
No one has an eidetic memory that's going to allow them to remember a classroom 20 years ago, if not more. I don't know how old Hans is. He's probably in his 20s, maybe his 30s. I don't know. Hans, you do not have... You couldn't even do reading comprehension of a sentence like a minute ago. And you're telling me you have such a good memory that you can remember exactly how much time took place in a memory from like 30 years ago? It's ridiculous.
I know that I practice this a lot because in video games, this is just a thing that pops up in video games a lot, where they'll show you a stopwatch for 3 seconds and then the stopwatch disappears and you need to be...
What? What video games does this happen in? I play video games all the time. I'm a hardcore gamer. Never once have I been in a video game and they've been like, by the way, here's a stopwatch. Count the seconds. Mario Party? Is it a Mario Party thing? Oh, I hate Mario Party. Any video games would never lie to you, right? It's just stupid. Hans, this is not something that comes... I've never played a game where this has happened. And I've played a ton of games.
Be good at counting to 30 or something. This is absolutely not how I remember learning this 25 years ago. I can't even say Mississippi fast enough to keep up with the second hand now.
Hans, if you literally can't say Mississippi in that span like I did earlier, then you might have an issue you need to go see a doctor for. I'm not kidding. It's very simple. I'll do it. Let's see how quick I can do it. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi. I skipped 6 again. What's wrong with my brain?
Are you having a stroke?
Maybe. My point is this, Hans. If you can't say Mississippi that quickly, get checked up. There might be something wrong with you, other than the obvious.
More people trying it, and they can see that it's right. It's not the way it used to be.
Asexual. Yeah. Cotton Candy 903. I did choir for most of my schooling, and I can sort of play the piano. I got really good at keeping the time, but I can't keep track of time for the life of me. Daddy Sume with a bit. There are a few with mini-games like that. There's one in Majora's Mask. You have to count 10 seconds without a clock and get it exactly right. So if his frame of reference is Majora's Mask, which is probably what he's referencing then then Hans is older than I am, which would mean Hans is either in his late 20s or early 30s, maybe around Jake's age, early 30s. And he's claiming that he can remember the exact amount of time he used to say things in as a child 25 years ago. That's like the weirdest illusion of grandeur I've ever seen, but there it is. That's what it is. I got to do this right for my brain. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi. There. I did it.
It no longer works, and people know. It's only going to work for people that remember what it used to be like.
You're misremembering, Hans. You're applying how slowly you say it today to your childhood when it was not the case.
That's just kind of a point here.
You say it weirdly slowly, Hans. I just want to put that out there.
If you never were taught 1/1000, maybe you didn't understand what I was talking about in these videos when I brought it up. But hopefully you understand now. That's why I'm making this video.
Antipodian Squid with 6 bits. 6 bits for your 6 Mississippi success. Thank you.
To clear it up for anybody that doesn't quite understand what the argument is.
Like, Hans, when you say 1/1000, is that how slowly you would say 1000? How much is that flat screen TV? Oh, that's actually a really nice flat screen TV. It's $1,000. Like, that's not... What? You're intentionally going slower than you would say it, and that misses the entire point.
It's not the way that we were taught to count to make the seconds accurate.
Tatsuyo Dragneel. I think it's obvious that 6 didn't exist when you were a kid, which is why you keep skipping it, and it's all a satanic conspiracy. True.
You'll have a muscle memory of the way it used to be.
Stop using the term muscle memory. That's not what it is.
It's not going to match today. So here's my video.
About the tools of capitalism.
Daddy Sume, if you were taught this as a child, you were taught wrong.
I'll end on this. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, 5.
You're going too slow, Hans. You're doing it incredibly slowly.
1000.
I don't know. Let me try. I'll close my eyes. Let me know how I do.
So here's my video. I'll end on this. 1 1000.
Wait, I gotta see at least the first 2 numbers count so I can know where we're starting.
1 1000, 2
2,
1000,
3,
4,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm going a little too fast. This is my point, right? If you try and guess time, you're gonna do a bad job, because human beings are intrinsically pretty bad at that stuff. I mean, we're better than, like, I don't know, a random other species. Like, we're not the worst in the world, but we're certainly not a clock, and that's the problem. That's why we invent things like clocks and stopwatches. Because if we could just do it intrinsically, why would we invent these things?
1010. So, there you go. I got almost 15 seconds of modern time in 10 old seconds.
They're not old seconds, Hans! You absolute idiot! Old seconds. I'm not counting wrong! Time has changed!
Hope you enjoyed the video. God bless everyone.
Hans is the worst. He's just the worst. What? Okay. Here's Globe Busters. This is them claiming the NASA ISS interior is fake. And, you know, they're going to be like, this is a movie set, and they're on strings and all sorts of bullshit. So let's debunk their debunk, shall we?
Hey guys, Tim's on. Hey Tim, yeah, right here. The ESA and NASA can't seem to convincingly fake space.
These guys, by the way, Globe Busters, if you've seen the documentary Behind the Curve, are the people who spent $20,000 on a laser gyroscope to prove the world was flat and accidentally proved the world was a globe. A 15-degree-per-hour drift.
Billions stolen from the American and European people cannot seem to produce anything that seems realistic. Are you just test piloting systems and have yet to find a way that is foolproof that would convince the American and European people that you're actually in space?
Why would they spend time and money trying to convince people of something that everyone already, like, gets? There aren't that many flat Earth people, dude. Like, why would NASA, with its minuscule budget, and I say minuscule, you're gonna be like, well, it's so many $1 billion. Okay. For how much money it costs to go to space and maintain space stations and spaceships and stuff, it's low. Historically, NASA's budget is not in a great place. Hopefully it'll be better, but, you know, whatever. They don't have time or the will to go out and explain stuff to people like you. You're not worth the time. You're such a small percentage of the population, what's the point? And nothing they do will convince you anyway. This is not like some scientific endeavor for you. You're like in a cult. You're in a flat earth cult. No matter what evidence they bring to you, you're gonna be like, no, that's a fake. You faked that. So why waste the time and energy? Be a waste of not only their time, but yours too. Bobbin for Giblet says it would be harder to fake the ISS than it would be to just launch the ISS. I'd agree. Especially based on, like, we've seen really, really long videos of them in the ISS doing tours, and there would be no way to fake it. Like, if there were wires or something, it just wouldn't make sense. We should definitely put more money into NASA. I agree.
Everything we do up here, it's cutting-edge technology. We're developing new systems, we're using new materials, we're coming up with new techniques. And in order to improve and to move forward, it's good to have that kind of test pilot mentality.
Tim, watching some of your clips, though, on the ISS, you seem to be pretty horrible at deceiving people. Are you doing anything to correct that situation?
Into whatting people?
Doing anything to correct that situation? People. Our clips, though, on the ISS, you seem to be pretty horrible at deceiving people.
Saving people, and what do you mean by saving people?
Are you doing anything to correct that situation?
Practice makes perfect. Give me another week.
There's nothing funny about
Deceiving. Oh, deceiving. Okay. Gotcha.
Praise the Lord. Mike here, of course. I'm going to show you in this video how NASA fakes zero-G without a vomit comet or a zero-G plane. Now, I've heard a lot of theories from other flat earthers of some big energy fieldy sound.
Yeah, they think, some flat earthers think the ISS is just a set that's built. You guys have probably heard of the vomit comet. It's the thing that they do when they're training astronauts, and I think a few movies have, like, filmed scenes using it too. Basically, it's a plane that they descend, or ascend rather, very quickly, and then they descend at a specific rate that simulates zero-G. So you're basically floating, and it can simulate weightlessness in an environment. And astronauts use this for training and other various purposes. I think people can just go, like, pay to do it for fun, too. I don't know, but it's a thing you can do, is my point. And some of these people think that the ISS is like a movie set that's been built in one of these things. Of course, that doesn't make sense because the weightlessness only lasts for like 30, 40 seconds, something like that. Yeah, Apollo 13 used it for zero-G scenes.
There's nothing funny about
the weightlessness effect only lasts for like 30, 40 seconds or something like that. And we have video of people on the ISS that lasts much longer than that with zero cuts. So it's impossible for it to be that. As compute, controlled falling. Yeah, basically. Falling with style.
Wavy thing that pushes matter up in the air through sheer energy. But to be honest, some of the theories did sound like two healthy choices to me. No, I've been praying about it, and the Lord finally revealed to me one video, and I work with Blender and Unity, and I've been working with special...
My favorite scientific source, the Lord!
special effects software in Photoshop for quite a while now. And when I saw this video, I realized it became instantly clear how they do it. And it's just video game technology. Now, if you're part of the Geek Squad or the techie crowd, well, then you already know about this technology. And so let's get to the video that caught my attention, and you will see the same things that I saw.
Thanks for
Let's
following.
watch.
We have to introduce the concept of freefall. So let's use this model of the Earth. And let's enlist the help of a friend, Taxi. You might know her.
Hey, you know how they did that? It's actually incredibly simple. It was already here, and they actually just take, because it's a stationary camera. This is basic editing. This is a stationary camera, so what they do is, when they set up the camera, they already had footage of this area without this thing in it, and nothing had moved. So what you do is, once you put this thing here, it was here the whole time that we saw from the beginning of the video, even though there's footage from before without it, and you mat that out, and you cover it with the footage that you already had of it not being there, and then you transfer between that mask and what's actually there, and then you put a little Star Trek effect over it, and it looks like it's teleported. Like, yeah, it's just a cute editing trick. They're just having fun, right? Like, it's not a conspiracy.
So what is significant about this video is, number one, it was live to school children. Number two, we have...
Yeah, you can do that live in editing too. Like, it's not a difficult thing. If you have a stationary camera, like, cutting stuff out using footage that you already had of that area, provided nothing is moved, is, like, one of the most simple, like, editing tricks you can do, or visual effects. Like, it's incredibly simple.
This stuffed animal that is transitioning in on another video channel, and the actor is able to reach up and grab this doll in real 3D space and manipulate this doll with their hands. And so...
Oh no! He's so stupid! He's gonna conspiracy theory the... I'm gonna be honest, I gave this guy too much credit. I thought, at minimum, he was gonna be like, he was gonna explain how this actually worked with, you know, oh, the doll is actually there, but they just you know, have a little mask over it. But instead, he makes up a whole thing where, like, actually, they spent millions of dollars making a fake 3D plush figure that she can manipulate in real time. If the Lord is your source on this one, I have bad news. Might want to find a new source.
The only way you're going to pull that off is with one technology.
No! You idiot! You absolute moron! They take this section, like, I don't know exactly where the cutoff is going to be. It doesn't matter, as long as nothing that's moving gets in the way. You already have a camera shot from this exact angle without it there, and then you transition from that one to it being there with the actual live feed. You basically fade out the mask that you put over this, and during that, you also put in a little Star Trek, you know, effect, and that's how they do it. I could do this effect. Not live, mind you. I could not do it live, but I could do it in something I'm editing. It's anyone with an editing program and a stationary camera could do this. It's very simple. Like, kids on YouTube and TikTok do this. Like, it's a cool little trick and it can be cute, but how did you not figure this out? Oh my god! This guy shouldn't watch TV. He'd probably have an aneurysm. No kidding.
And that technology is virtual reality. More importantly, though, something...
Leave it to the flat earther to take something that's relatively benign in, like, the editing and special effects world, like, one of the simplest things you can do, and to, like, make this whole complex conspiracy about, like, oh, they made a 3D model and they're using ragdoll physics. Nope, it's just a real doll, and they just put a mask over this section to hide it. It's a lot simpler. Ask CompU with a bit. Actually, OBS is perfectly capable of doing this live. Oh, I'm sure it's possible. I don't have any of the stuff, though. I don't have... Like, let's say... I could, like, for instance, take a still shot of the room with, let's say, this hat that's right here above my finger missing. And then I can, like, create a mask, and if I were to, like, lean over, it would reveal the mask, so I'd have to stay over here. And then I could hit a button and transfer and make that go away. And then it would look like the hat just appears out of nowhere. I could do that, but I'm not going to do that. You should do it in the YouTube VOD. Oh no, that's too much work. I'm not doing that shit. I think everyone understands how this works, though. It's a very simple effect, right?
Called augmented virtual reality. Now, before 2012, NASA used masking techniques much like we do in Photoshop and After Effects. But now we're able to simulate water.
No, it was a mask. It was a mask. Why would...
And objects live in real 3D space. So we're able to take models of things that are photorealistic and rotate and move them while we're going live. Before, we used to have to render these effects frame by frame by frame, and it took extremely long amounts of time. In this video here I made last year, I'm using Sony Vegas, and I was just playing around with the masking capabilities of Sony Vegas. I don't even know why I saved this video, but here I'm standing in the kitchen and I'm just lifting up this.
Yeah, this is exactly what they did. They just matted it out. This is exactly it. Why are you going to the point where you're saying it's, like, CGI? No, it's this. They just removed it using the stationary camera matting thing.
To make it kind of look like it's floating. And I didn't do a lot of work on this.
This is a crazy flat earther, yes.
Just something I wanted to see real quick. But that is a masking effect to get another effect. We now have the technology to simulate water, materials, fabrics live in real 3D space.
Not in such a way that it looks realistic. You're still going to have uncanny valley effects.
With virtual reality, but better yet, augmented virtual reality. And all augmented virtual reality is taking the objects in 3D space from a virtual reality world.
Oh, duh! I'm so stupid. Of course he has to pretend it's CGI. It's floating because they're in space, and he has to explain why it's floating. I forgot that they don't believe that space is real. I'm sorry. I've made a grave error. Yeah, no. It's just a mask, and it's floating because they're in space. Like, I think that's pretty basic to understand. Ask CompU with a bit. He keeps saying augmented instead of, or sorry, he keeps saying argumented instead of augmented, yeah. I don't know.
And putting them in our world on another screen, which we can see, manipulate, and touch with virtual reality contacts or glasses.
There's nothing funny
in this next
of capitalism.
Bellstar with 5 bits. Dicks out for rhombus.
segment, I'm going to show you how NASA grabs objects in 3D.
Do we need a... Is that rhombus thing funny enough to make a rhombus emote? Justice for rhombus, or... I probably can't put dicks out for rhombus. I don't think you can put, like, the word dicks in an emote. Like, is that too much? Do we not need a rhombus emote, or do we need a rhombus emote?
Space, rotates them around, manipulates them. They can do this with water, with
Okay, but do you see
cloth,
how bad
anything.
this looks?
And the cool thing,
have you used VR recently? It's not good enough to make like photorealistic graphics and like physics simulations. It just isn't.
About it is we can take what they're doing, what they're seeing with their contact virtual reality augmented lenses, and put that on a separate video layer live. Yes, live. And do it all in real time.
Yeah, and it looks like shit. Don't get me wrong, it's amazing technology. I don't mean to belittle the work of these people. We're still very early on in, like, VR development, and they're doing great work, but, like, it does not look photorealistic. It doesn't. It just doesn't.
So I'm going to show you what it looks like to them as they're grabbing objects and manipulating them. And then I'm going to show you Microsoft's HoloSense video.
You missed the rhombus thing. What was it? Basically, this weirdo who thinks that, like, Pizzagate is real was talking about stars and how they're overused as a symbol because they're satanic. And he was like, what about the rhombus? Why aren't there more rhombuses? Justice for rhombus.
Their demonstration at E3 a couple years ago of bringing a virtual reality into our world, and it is simply amazing. Let's watch.
I mean, I agree, it's like amazing. Oh, the HoloLens thing, also very cool.
Specifically how HoloLens...
But the thing about HoloLens is it also doesn't look photorealistic, and they don't claim it does.
Of HoloLens, you can do some pretty spectacular...
Like, these don't look photorealistic. Of course they don't.
And floating objects. I got tired of...
Nicely done. Looks like that's all of them.
In 2012, NASA got tired of faking weightlessness by using the zero-G plane, better known as the Vomit Comet. So in 2012, they started soliciting companies that specialize
people
in real
debunked that
time.
enough by that point, where flat earthers had to make up a new reason why they're weightless. Hint, it's because they're in space, but of course they can't admit that because they think space isn't real.
Augmented virtual reality so that they can fake weightlessness and floating objects in the air in real time. Simply the cost of the plane and the safety concerns and the fact that they weren't very good at it. They didn't go to Hollywood, which most of Hollywood's effects are post-processing. That's after the video is made.
What do you mean most all Hollywood effects that are like computer-based are post-processing?
Needed something they can do in real time and make it look realistic. And so I'll put this link in the description. They found a company called Telemetrics. Thank you, Debbie Durant, for bringing this to my attention. After I researched this, lo and behold, I found out our government has a contract with these people. And Telemetrics, basically what they do is they help news teams and they bring broadcasts together in real time, and they're able to create sets, cities, anything you want.
Okay. If the government has a contract with them, which again, you haven't provided a source, but I'd believe the government might have a contract with a company that deals with, like, technology in terms of broadcasting. The government would have a contract with them because the government, especially the federal government, does a lot of messaging via the media. So it would make sense to have people like this on the payroll. Like presidential addresses. If we're talking about NASA does like news events where they talk about stuff. Like, this happens all the time. Broadcast is a huge part of messaging for the government.
In a virtual reality world and make it look absolutely 100% real. They're also able to bring different people from around the world, put them in the same room, and broadcast live. Give them desks, whatever they need to make the broadcast. So it's a pretty amazing company. Here we see Johnson Space Center Telemetrics provided latest camera robotics technology at NASA's government television at Mission Control. Why do you need to fake virtual reality sets at Mission Control in Johnson?
So when they're doing mission control stuff, like let's say the SpaceX launch or something, although I think they did that from like the SpaceX stuff. If they're doing like broadcasts from mission control so they can like have a cool thing to show people so it looks a little more technical, that would be why. Also, with all these conspiracies, I have to ask, if this were some big secret, why would it be on their website? Thus, NASA, smart enough to fool the entire planet into believing that space is real when it isn't. But also, they just let the people who contract for them put the fact that they're contracting for them on their website. Are they smart or are they dumb? You gotta pick one.
Johnson Space Center. I think we know the answer to that when we saw Tim Peake on the gridded blue screen. So this next segment, I'm going to show you what it looks like when virtual reality being broadcast live doesn't work out so well because the system's not perfect. And then at the very end, I'm going to show you the mother of all screw-ups when they actually have a channel shut off that should be on. Because once again, these astronauts are looking in 3D space. They are grabbing objects because they're wearing augmented contact lenses. And if that object...
Augmented contact lenses do not exist as a technology. They just don't. Ugh. Like, you saw how big the Microsoft HoloLens was, right? It's like a big VR headset with wires coming out of it. Actually, I don't know if it had wires. But it's like a big VR headset. You can't condense all that technology into a contact lens. Not yet, at least. Someday, maybe? I don't know. We invent pretty crazy stuff as a species, so I guess it's possible. But, like... right now, the technology of Microsoft HoloLens is this big chunky visor on your head. It is not physically possible to turn that into a contact lens right now.
It's not there broadcast to the viewers live, then it's going to look pretty ridiculous. So let's see some of NASA's screw-ups. I'll cover them as they happen, and then we'll move on to the final. Okay, so this is one of NASA's older videos where they use post-processing and masks. This is a video layer mask in augmented virtual reality. We're going to see him lose his finger here. The watch glitches out. So I guess virtual...
Does anyone have That's Not How Cameras Work? Take that one off the box.
Reality accidents can cause loss of fingers. In this next video, we have Caddy. Now I want you to pay attention to her neck. And the way her neckline goes into her shirt, it's cut off. And the necklace. Apparently, they wanted to show how cool this necklace looked. Unfortunately, it's not perfect. The necklace goes in and out of her shirt unnaturally. And
what do you mean unnaturally? It's going in and out of her shirt. Unnaturally? As opposed to what? Have you been to space and seen how necklaces work? It's in 0G, bud. Her shirt's out. It's not right next to her body. It's like out a little bit and the necklace is like going in and out because they're in 0G.
Her neck glitches in several places.
No, it didn't. What are you talking about?
I literally spent hours going after probably...
hands fused. They're not fused. The footage you're looking at is not very high definition, so pixels of a similar color are going to look like they blend into each other. You're zooming in really far. That's how that works.
30 or 40 videos, probably had approximately 45 minutes straight
augmented VR contacts
of NASA,
which don't exist,
messing up the virtual reality setup. I tried to pick some clips that were obvious and some not so obvious.
None of it was obvious. I still don't know what you're talking about with half of them because it just looks like really zoomed in blurry footage.
Show you some of the contacts. We're going to see Tim Peake with his...
What? They just look like eyes. What are you talking about? God, I just can't... I don't even, as cool as, like, space flight will be if it ever gets to the point where, like, we have commercial space flight, I don't even care about, like, the technological achievement and how great that'll be. I just want these space denialists to shut up. That'll be nice. Ask Compy with a bit. Oh my god, he even spells augmented like he says it. How did he get that word wrong that badly? I have no idea.
Contacts in, but these are virtual reality contacts overlaid on the eyes so actors can interact with things in 3D space, all in real time. In this next shot, we will get to see the whole arm setup, and
it's the camera glitching. It's the camera not updating its pixels in enough time. Captain Disillusion has done, like, videos on this, too. Ugh.
And the virtual reality glove that covers all the way down the arm and hand. This allows the software to broadcast what we see video-wise as his arm.
This is also what I don't get. If it was a fake, and that were a tell, and not just the camera glitching out or the broadcast, because obviously if they're doing it live from the space station, there's going to be a lot of lag, and you can't have, like, a Super HD video or anything. Like, why would they, like, leave that in, right? Wouldn't they delete that or fix it later so people, like, wouldn't see it? It wouldn't make any sense for them to be like, whatever.
In a shirt sleeve. Okay, I have a lot of Tim Peake screw-ups, but this one here, the system glitches. The software does not track his hand properly, and Tim slips his hand.
It's the camera. It's not even necessarily the camera. I should more say it's the broadcast. Because they're trying to do, assuming these are live, because he's talking about live. These are live broadcasts from space, right? It's incredible in the first place that we could receive live broadcasts from space at this quality. Of course there are going to be glitches. Like, visual glitches happen when you're on Earth. Much less when you're broadcasting from space. Like, some of the signal is going to screw up sometimes, and you're going to get weird lag like that. That happens. Have you never been in, like, a Skype call or a Zoom meeting where, like, someone has really bad internet and, like, stuff will jump around and the pixels won't quite know where to be? Like, it's the same thing, but on a larger scale because they're in space. Bobbing for giblets with a bit. This happens to my porn all the time. Porn must all be done in CGI.
And underneath his other fingers, which is tightly holding onto the mic, which would be impossible. I don't think this is Tim's fault. Normally,
what do you think is impossible? The way he's holding the mic? Why would that be impossible? He's holding it. I don't understand what you mean.
Tim always moves his other fingers up while he slides his hand under.
Also, normally they take shots at NASA, but they're doing a lot of European Space Agency stuff today. And yes, they're traveling at 170,000 miles, or sorry, not 170, 17,000 miles per hour, which certainly isn't going to help.
I just think the system didn't respond to his movements here. This picture here is actually Tim.
Traveling. The space station isn't orbiting, it's traveling.
Tim's fault. His hand breaches the 3D mic floating in front of him.
What? No, it doesn't. What are you talking about? That's lighting. His hand is still behind the thing.
In this next clip, we're going to see Tim's arms glitch out as he's manipulating a 3D bubble. Now, this bubble can be done in real time now. We have the technology to do that, which I showed you at the beginning of this.
Which looked nothing like real objects, so you haven't shown anything. Heck yeah, says Tanny Sume. International ISS stands for International Sovereign Space Citizen.
And this bubble is environmentally lit, or HDRI lit, by its environment, which means the bubble can take up its reflections and refractions as it moves around in 3D space in Tim's augmented reality. Once again, augmented VR just means bringing the 3D objects into our world on a separate monitor. In this last clip, we're going to see NASA royally screw up. It's a live broadcast, and one of their video channels is off.
Oh, they have likes, dislikes. Not shown. Cowards. Someone even says in the first one, the easiest way to do the first effect is to mask off the area. Literally what I said earlier.
Not working. That's the channel that is supposed to show us, the public, what the astronauts are seeing in virtual reality. Also, the channel shut off is the masking for the guy on the wires in the background. You can't make this stuff up. Just watch.
I mean, yeah, you
all
are.
know NASA uses wires, and sometimes they'll catch them like this here. The guy pulled on his wire. However, some days when you're filming live, things just don't work out, and it becomes so blatantly obvious, it's ridiculous. So, in this clip, they're talking, live feed, and we have a astronaut go by us in the background, obviously trying to give it a more realistic, spacey, station busy effect.
Or they're on a space station and they're doing stuff.
The only problem is the camera that was supposed to mask this harness out, or the video feed, is not working.
That's not a harness.
And so we see the guy come flying along in a harness on his wires. Pretty amazing.
Why do you think that's a harness?
But that's not all that goes wrong here. Okay, so
you're gonna have to point out what you're talking about.
You see to the right, this guy's flipping this hat. This hat's actually on another video.
And again, he goes back and forth multiple times. If this was a harness, which it is not, wouldn't they be like, oh shit, Dwayne forgot to turn on the thing that blocks out the harness. Don't come back until we fix it. Like, what?
Channel in 3D space. It's virtual reality. They're wearing augmented contact lenses so that they
No, they're not. You have no evidence of that.
Can interact with these 3D objects. Now, in this scene, the guy on the left in the green shirt, he thinks he sees an object in 3D space that's being broadcast to him, so he grabs it and he puts it off to the side. He's looking
No, he's just moving in space, and then he takes his arm to steady himself. Ugh.
Straight ahead because he's looking at an object rotating in front of him, but the video channel is down that is supposed to show.
It looks like he's going to do this, but then he starts to move in a way that he doesn't want to or something, or he feels he needs to steady himself, so he aborts from doing this, and he goes to grab onto the side to steady himself. The delusion and lengths they go to try and, like, catch NASA in a lie are so ridiculous.
The viewers what we're supposed to see, and so we don't actually get to see the object that he has seen. And I would just sum this up as a very terrible, bad...
Like, what object do you even think he would have supposed to have been seeing if that's the case? There isn't stuff just floating around the ISS for no reason. That's a hazard to the equipment and the astronauts. Like, it wouldn't make sense for there to just be something floating there that just appears, and for him to go and grab it. Like, even within the lie you're telling, this doesn't make sense as a lie.
Had a horrible day for NASA doing live
Pair
feeds.
of underwear.
Hey, Tim, you still there? Yeah. Can you explain to us what this astronaut's going through as he sees something with his eyes in 3D space, but it's not actually there being brought?
That's not what happened. You're completely misinterpreting what's happening in that clip. So being snarky and smug at this moment is gonna make you look like a jackass.
Broadcast to the public. What's going through this astronaut's mind?
Purple
The system
Sunshine
is sending
7, thanks
signals
for
to the
following.
brain that doesn't really match your eyes, and so your brain's trying to work out the two differences.
Here's the thing. As much fun as this was, there is a time coming when you and I will not be able to tell the difference. And
I mean, there was nothing here that was actually fake, and you found bullshit to point out here, so I can't imagine things are going to change in the future. People who do the, like, red line conspiracy theory, a beautiful mind thing where they're like, oh, there's conspiracies everywhere, you're going to find stuff. We could have 8K live video with no lag and no video artifacts from the space station, and you people will still try and point out things that you think prove it's not true. Nothing is good enough for you people. Because your beliefs aren't based on reasonable evidence. It's based in the fact that you want to feel special. It's based in the fact that you want to be one of the secret few who know the secret that NASA's lying and that space isn't real. No, it's not. You're part of a cult. Please stop.
Space has not changed. Technology to fake space has gotten better. Just because Adobe gets a massive update to Photoshop or After Effects, or there's a massive update at telemetrics in the virtual reality, augmented virtual reality programming, that does not advance us magically 20 years in space. Space has not changed. It's flat. It's above us. It's dimensional, and we cannot orbit Earth. You
can orbit Earth, and they do. Look, here's video of people doing it now. Live ISS feed. Oh, they're doing a spacewalk right now, too. That's cool. Is this live? Yeah, this is live. They're doing a spacewalk right now. Neato. Someone's on the outside. We caught it at a cool time. Like, you can see the ISS live. You can look at it. There it is. Look at the Earth. Look at how round it is, and look at how they're circling it. Cool. It is cool.
have been warned. This is very serious stuff, and if you do not get it now,
where the guy puts his hand through
you won't
his hat.
get it
What? His hand didn't
later
go through
because
his hat. What are you talking about?
if you do not get it now,
he flips it and grabs it with his
you
hand.
won't get it later because later you won't know the difference. This is Mike.
What? His hand's over here. What you're seeing through here is the bill of the hat.
God bless everybody.
God,
please
people are
like
delusional.
and please subscribe.
The delusion with these people is strong. Have we still not had a bingo yet? That's nuts. Is there anything else I want to do? Because we've been going for we've going for like 4 hours. I am ready to wrap it up. Not yet. All right. There's no bingo winner today. I'm going to gift a sub to someone randomly because there was no bingo winner. So let's do that. So the random gift sub goes to...
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Arcana Stamber Blackwell. Congrats. You got a randomly you got a sub. So there you go. Anyway, let me see if there's anyone I want to raid. I could do Chud Logic. Maybe we'll do Hassan. Not that he needs the viewers. He's already got 14,000 people watching. Okay, we'll do that. So thanks everyone for coming to Tinfoil Tuesday. It was a lot of fun as always. We'll be back tomorrow for a wheel stream. It's Wheel Stream Wednesday tomorrow, so we'll be spinning a wheel to see all the videos we watch. Everything from Karen to Sovereign Citizens to maybe more conspiracies, cringe videos. Who knows? It'll be just a fun time, so come check that out. Be a lot of fun. Probably starting around 4:30. So have a good night, everyone. Chat is valid.